Testing.
Welcome to tonight's game. We are here at AC Bible Stadium for the Leander High School football game against the Glen Grizzlies. This is the homecoming for Glen, and Leander is sitting on the visitor side. So thanks for tuning in tonight. My name is Mark Sickles, along with me Chuck Tracy. He'll be joining us in a minute. We also have Martin Cano and Jake Farrell working the sideline camera. We'll pan over to them shortly. And also Puryear Zwesper is working the board tonight. So we want to thank all of you for tuning in this Friday evening. We're going to have a great game tonight between Leander and Glen, just right up the street from each other. Looking at the district standings heading into tonight's District 11 game. Cedar Park is 1-0 in district play. Georgetown is 1-0. College Station and Hendrickson are also 1-0. And then the other four teams, A&M Consolidated, Eastview, Glen, and Leander, are 0-1. So this is going to be a big game for both Glen and Leander. Last week, College Station came into town, and we saw how kind of a powerhouse they were. They beat Leander 70-28, and Hendrickson beat Glen 52-42. We also have some other big games tonight. A&M Consolidated is at Cedar Park. Hendrickson is at Georgetown. And Eastview is at College Station. So we'll try and bring you some of those scores later on. Chuck, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. We're not going to have a crowd mic tonight. Doesn't look like the stadium mic has resolved the short issue that occurred during that College Station game last week that you mentioned. The lines dropped to what I see as the favorite here in district for this particular district. Now, the surprising game from last week is the Georgetown Eagles took down A&M Consolidated at A&M Consolidated. So that Georgetown team is going to be good, just like they always are. And they're coming here on Thursday of next week to take on the Lions. So the Lions have their work cut out for them, Mark. They got a lot of work ahead of them. And one thing they can ill afford to do is drop this game to Glen going into next week's game with Georgetown. You want to get a little bit of momentum going into an opponent like Georgetown. You get them at home, but as it demonstrated last week, Georgetown's not intimidated by being on the road.
No, we're going to have a big crowd tonight on both sides. The Leander fans are sitting in the visitor side this year. The Glen fans, pretty good showing up so far. It's their homecoming. They'll probably have more people here just for that, with family and friends and relatives. But I expect a big crowd. And temperature on the field was, I guess, about 98, I think you said.
Yeah, it's pushing 100 degrees on the surface of the field, and it's 7 o'clock at night.
And temperature is right around 90 or 91 degrees, so it's a little bit warmer. That should cool off in a little bit. We do have a little bit of a breeze tonight as well, coming out of the south, heading up towards the school. We're looking at the flags, and as we're looking at the flags, the Leander team is getting ready to walk down the steps. Leander will be wearing white on white tonight, and Glen will be wearing the orange on orange. So I'm looking forward to a great game tonight.
Yeah, Glen looking like the Clemson Tigers out here with the orange pants, orange helmets, and orange jerseys. The Lions, the Stormtrooper look with the white helmets, white jerseys, white pants, white socks. They're going all out white. We're the good guys tonight. Want to mention the sponsors before the Lions run through their tunnel. The gold sponsors are Mercy Veterinary Hospital, online at mercy-vet.com. You can call them at 512-890-2000. That's 512-890-2000. They're also located at 18109 Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Leander. The second gold level sponsor is Rush Automotive, online at myrushauto.com/Leander. You can call them at 512-548-6134. That's 512-548-6134. They're located at 2276 U.S. South Highway 183 in Leander. And if you haven't seen the ad that Rush Automotive has done for social media, they have a couple of Lion players promoting that gold sponsor. The silver level sponsors include Leander Athletic Club online at leanderathletic.club.com. You can call them at 512-876-1855. That's 512-876-1855. Lot Governmental Affairs, the second silver sponsor. We don't have a direct number for you, but you can find them on the LinkedIn and Facebook platforms in your social media on your phone app. Look for LGA, Lot Governmental Affairs, LLC, and try to connect with Earl Lott. He will help you in public and private sectors to address any environmental issues and ensure compliance with your organization. And finally, RDZ Roofing online at rdzroofing.com. You can call RDZ at 512-316-1195. That's 512-316-1195. RDZ Roofing. Everybody lived through a hailstorm recently. You probably need someone to look at your roof. Make sure you give RDZ a call. They can help you with that process. And the lines, we're real close to kickoff here, Mark. We're about 2.5 minutes away. As we mentioned, we can't seem to get the crowd mic to work, and we believe that's an issue with the stadium mic. We had issues last week. It was great for about a half, and then we started losing the connection, and then it kind of came back a little bit in the second half, and then it would go in and out. And so it sounds like it's permanently out now. Maybe they're working on it.
Yeah, we'll try it again we'll keep testing it to see what it is. So before we jump to the Lions running on the field, Puryear, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I played football the first 2 years.
Get to your mic a little bit closer. There you go.
Is this working?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I played football the first 2 years of high school. I played in 7th grade, but I was not very good. I did a little bit of wrestling on both years of high school, and then I decided I want to help manage the team a little bit more since, I wasn't playing a whole lot, and I figured I could help a lot more if I on the sidelines than out there.
We know the great thing about that, Puryear, and I just want to chime in here, is if you love the sport, it doesn't mean that you can be a part of the sport necessarily as a player. Obviously, guys like Mark and I, when we played in high school, that's many years ago, but we love the sport so much, we find a spot, and that's kind of what you're saying you did is as a role as a manager, and that's a very commendable pursuit, and I would encourage that you continue to do that. And if you're out there or someone who would like to help out with the broadcast, we do need help. We're looking to train some folks. Mark and I's kids have graduated, and while we'll probably do it for another year, couple more years, at some point we're going to have to move on with our lives, and we'd like to pass this honor down to a new group of people and parents and siblings and folks like Puryear stepping up. What was the other student's name that's helping us, Mark?
Jake Farrell.
Jake Farrell. Those guys stepping up, it's a big deal, and we really appreciate that. And if you know these guys, shake their hand when you see them. Make sure that you let them know that you appreciate that they're doing that extra bit to assist. Now, the national anthem is going to be played. I think we can turn up the mic here in the room real quick, and maybe we'll be able to hear the anthem. I'll be right back. I'm going to go do that. think you noticed the flags at half-staff. If you have not heard, U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein passed away last night, and so that's why the flags are at half-staff, and that includes all of the school flags as well. One thing to point out, that was the Glen Choir that you could not hear singing the national anthem, and Tristan Hyman, the defensive lineman, number 83, took his helmet off and joined the choir to sing our nation's anthem. The captains for the Grizzlies are number 83, Tristan Hyman, as I just mentioned, number 8, Jordan Thompson, number 79, Cameron Morrison, and number 22, Ibrahim Abdul Khalik, and that is a relative of a couple of former Leander Lions, Mahdi Abdul Khalik, a former player, as well as Malik Abdul Khalik. Both played at Leander High School. So little brother, though, playing for the Glen Grizzlies and getting an opportunity to be captain tonight.
Yeah, and for the Leander Lions, number 92, Tyler Witt. Number 7, Anthony Ugo. Number 27 is Kenyon Anderson. And number 18 is Charles Allender.
The Lions won the toss and deferred to the second half, so the Glen Grizzlies will be receiving on the north end of the stadium. Mark's going to do play-by-play to open tonight's game. Purrier and I will provide color commentary, as well as Purrier working the board with me looming over his shoulder. And then we'll switch per quarter.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking some shots with some different cameras, and we're going to let Purrier kind of learn the ropes on that and get some different shots, and he'll be in charge of the camera. Obviously, during the play, we'll have the main camera, but during the break, during the time between plays, we'll take some other look around the field. We should have a lot of kids here. The Leander section, their kids are dressed up as construction workers. A lot of them have vests and hard hats, and I can't really see. I'm not sure if the Glen students are dressing up something special tonight. But either way, Lions are heading out on the field. Ivan Rodriguez heading out. If you are just listening to the broadcast, the Leander Lions are going from right to left. And just an FYI update, Leander beat Glen in volleyball, so they're doing really well. Give the volleyball team a shout-out. Back deep for the Grizzlies, number 14 and number 7. That is Brian Hendricks and DJ Duger.
If that line volleyball team is not state-ranked, it should be and will be very soon.
Yeah, they just lost by 1 point to Liberty Hill, and they beat Cedar Park, just beat Glen. So here's a kick from Rodriguez. It's an onside kick. It's bouncing at the 40. It's going, and it just rolls out of bounds.
Lions had opportunity there, but were unable to capitalize. Great call, though. I'm not upset that you give up the field position with that to open the game. There is the flag on the field, obviously, for the kick going out of bounds. Right now the ball's marked at the 37. It's going to push it up to the 42-yard line, but ultimately – I like the aggressiveness here early. You could have had a big return anyway if you kick it deep. Now, fortunately, the Lions have a weapon in Ivan the Leg Rodriguez. He probably on a deep kick would have kicked that where it was not returnable, but I do like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, just kicked it a little too hard. It rolled out of bounds, but it got past that front line, and Aiden Parker was one of the closest ones to it. If it had been a little bit slower, Lions may have been able to jump on that. So Glen Grizzlies will set up. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they'll have a little bit of an early boost with that onside attempt. But, again, I like it. I like the aggressiveness. You want to win this game.
So Glen quickly up to the line. And looks like we may have an offsides on Leander. Looks like they jumped a little bit early. In for quarterback for Glen Grizzlies, Dakota Dubelby.
It is Dubelby.
Dubelby.
His dad used to be a coach here at Leander. So son playing and him coaching at Glen this season. So Another 5 yards for the Grizzlies. It's 1st and 5. This is the type of offense that is similar to what Del Rio ran. It's a running attack with wings.
And a handoff off the – he's going to hand off the right side. Hard to see from up here, but picked up a couple yards there, about 3 on the carry. And that was to number 29. That was Jason Ortiz.
Yeah, this offense is very similar to what Marble Falls run, who the Lions scrimmaged preseason. But you'll see a lot of misdirection, and expect some missed calls by us tonight because we'll get fooled as well.
So it's going to be a 2nd and about 2. Ball's right at the 50-yard line. And it is a handoff off the left side. Got some room, getting out to the 40. To the 35, and he cuts back in, and Leander knocks him out at the 30, and that was DJ Duger with the carry.
Yeah, number 40, Michael Segovia, along with Malachi Phelan on the defense for the Lions. But nice gain for the Grizzlies down to the 30, and, that's one of the things you risk when you take a chance like the onside kick to open the game, and then you add a couple of penalties on top of that. That's not good. So the Lion defense is kind of needs to step up here and slow it down, make the Grizzlies attempt a field goal down here.
And it's another handoff to a little bit of an end around there. Let's see what the number is for the running back. That was number 16 on that carry, and that is DeMarcus Davis.
Yeah,
so they picked up about 3 on that.
Michael Segovia on the stop for the Lions. If you can stuff them here, get another stop, and then force them to make a decision about whether or not they want to kick a field goal or continue this drive.
So Grizzlies looking at a 2nd and 7. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. He gets hit by number 77 and goes forward about another 3 yards. Once again, that was number 29, Jason Ortiz on that carry.
Yeah, Gavin Rodriguez made the read there from the nose tackle position. He had to dive to make the tackle, and he really made that much less of a gain than what could have been. So good effort there from the nose, Gavin Rodriguez.
So with that carry, it brings up a 3rd and 4. Clock is down to 9:45 and rolling. Snap is back. Hand off the left side to Duger. To the 10, to the 5, and he's going to go into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Glen Grizzlies.
That play to the left side, the wide side of the field to Dugar, they're doing a good job of kicking the end out and cutting inside of that block, and we've seen it twice tonight so far on that drive, and both times were for big gains. That last one, a touchdown.
So end to kick for the Grizzlies is number 15, Armando Don Juan. And holding is number 11, Benson Henry. Kick is up, and it is good. So Grizzlies get the opening drive. They march on down the field, all running plays. They put 7 on the board. Now it'll be up to Leander to counter. They'll be getting the ball with the wind at their back. So they need to come out and get something started on offense.
Yeah, they capitalized on the Lions not successfully executing that onside kick, which had the Grizzlies fooled. But again, that's not a big deal. It's early in this game. There's still 9.5 minutes left in this first quarter. So only 2.5 minutes off of the clock here, really 2:28 for the Grizzlies.
So we'll see who is going to be kicking for the Grizzlies as they set up. Heading back deep for Leander is number 10, Isaac Montgomery, and number 1, Zane Wooldridge. Looks like Don Juan is going to be placing the ball right at the 40, right in the center of the field.
We'll get a view here of the kick returners, and we'll swap the camera over after they start their progression up the field. And that is, of course, if it's not a touchback. Lions waiting patiently for the kickoff from the Grizzlies.
Lions have 7 up on the front 2 lines. Don Juan taking his time. And a kick is up. It's kind of a pooch kick. It's going to be caught about the 16-yard line towards the center of the field, and he is brought down about the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
Good coverage downfield by the Grizzlies. Tried to break it into the center to get behind that wall, but unable to do so. Lions will be setting up in their territory right about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, that was Aiden Stericker on that return for Leander. Not much there, as you mentioned, Mark. The Grizzly kick coverage team able to get down quickly on that high, short kick and make the tackle. You know, you sometimes catch return teams off guard with those short, high kicks and sometimes can get a recovery. Lions were ready for it.
So Logan Mitchell in at quarterback. Hargrave offset to his left side. They come over here, do a swing pass out to the near side to Parker. Gets to the 20, to the 25, and gets pushed out of bounds.
Number 3 for the Grizzlies, Richard Hawkins on the tackle, senior defensive back. Nice game for the Lions on first down.
Yeah, picked up about 8 or so on that one, so it'll be a second and right about 2. Lions came out, trips on the near side. They even it up over here now. Twins on the far side, single receiver down near us.
I really like those uniforms the Lions are wearing tonight.
Mitchell rolling out, looking to throw. Deep down the middle, lots of contact, a little bit too far. Tried to go to Parker, but good coverage by one of the defensive backs for the Grizzlies. See if we can get his number. Yeah, tried to go deep. It was covered, and the ball carried a little bit too far, but probably a good thing because the defensive back had good coverage on that.
Well, in the Lions, look like at least here early, they're going to be relying on Aiden Parker quite a bit. He got the football targeted to him on the first 2 plays of this possession. The Lions just need to get a first down here on 3rd and short.
Yeah, 3rd and 2. Resetting the offense. Mitchell gets a snap, and it's a handoff. Hargravy's going to get enough for a first down.
That's
got
what
about
we need.
3. That's all you need.
That's right. And that's the benefit of getting a nice gain on first down because you're able to take a shot downfield and still convert the first down on 3rd down.
Strange looking up here in the press box with them looking over to the far side to get their play. So Twins on the near side. Hargrave offset to his right side. Wooldridge gets a little shuttle pass, tries to break it outside, and he loses a couple of people, breaks up. Good cover, good carry there all the way up for a first down. They had his jersey, but Wooldridge able to pull enough for a first down.
You know, Wooldridge doesn't look real big compared to some of the players on the field, but he's obviously very strong and has great balance there as he had someone tugging away. It almost looked like one of those old Earl Campbell tearaway jerseys. He was able to get loose of the grip.
Play action, pass out to the right side to Parker, and he's hit immediately, maybe picked up a yard.
He was able to avoid the first defender, but there on the stop, Ethan Mather, the junior defensive back for the Grizzlies, caused that to be no gain. And this is where you can kind of you got to get a good play here on 2nd down and 10. You don't want to be 3rd and 10, so you want to at least get a chunk 4 to 6 yards at least. That way it puts you at 3rd and short. We'll see what the call is here.
So the ball's placed at Leander's 39-yard line. Clock is down to 7 minutes. Looking at a 2nd and 10. Grizzlies are up 7-0. And looks like we're going to have a timeout, Leander, right when they were snapping the ball. So
they obviously saw something that they were not satisfied with in that formation. And, again, you don't want to be 3rd and long here because Glenn called a good defense and was able to get in your backfield from the backside or something and cause a loss. So the Lions burn one of their timeouts. You know, I like to save those timeouts as much as I can for the end of the half. But given that you've given up a score here early, you want to try to wrestle that momentum away from the Grizzlies here on homecoming. And again, we apologize you can't hear the crowd, and that's due to the stadium mic not working.
Yeah, it's still just humming, nothing in it. So
it's not going to help you.
We'll keep trying as the game goes on, but yeah, not sure why it's not pulling anything.
Well, I'll go
mic.
check with the stadium crew here in a minute, but
well, here we go. It's 2nd and 10. Leander needs to come up with some positive yards. Snap is back, pulls it, gets upfield. Mitchell has enough for a first down. He's breaking up the middle. Now tries to go to the outside, gets a good block downfield to the 20, and he jumps out of bounds at about the 15, but a flag is down.
Yeah, but that's going to be a first down regardless because the flag came way down near about the 20-yard line, 15-yard line. So even if it's a block in the back or something like that, that's a spot foul.
No, I think he just threw it to see where he went out of bounds. He picked it up and put it back in his pocket.
So
He's
he
probably
grabbed
marking
his
it.
flag instead of his beanbag, which is typically what they would throw down as a referee. You know, and you think the Lions may hurry back up to the line of scrimmage. You're going to grab whatever you can.
So great run by Mitchell to get a huge chunk of yardage down to the 15-yard line. Lions are in red zone territory right now. Need to capitalize. Woldridge in motion. Snap is back. Hand off to Hargrave. Gets hit, spins, maybe picked up a yard or two.
Yeah, tough sledding there in the middle of the line of scrimmage. That Glenn defensive line doing a pretty good job here early. But, you know, we know how that goes. You can get tired and worn out, and that line offensive line will be leaning on them all night long.
So it'll be a 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line. Twins on the near side. Hargrave offset to the right of Mitchell. And it's going to be a handoff off the left side. Hargrave got some room. He's in for a touchdown.
What a block there on the left side by number 76 for the Leander Lions, Jacob Wells, a sophomore offensive lineman, just caving the left side of the line down. Hargrave couldn't believe how big of a hole he had. He looked back over his right shoulder to see if there were any defenders, and unfortunately not so much because of Wells' ability to just crush that side of the line.
Rodriguez with the kick. It's good, and we are all tied up here in the first quarter. Glenn 7, Leander 7. Looks like we're going to have a good game. We expected to have a good game, Chuck, and it started out that way.
As you can see there on the stream, that is the student section in their construction hats, and then the Bluebells there to their right. I guess from their perspective it'd be to their left, and the band up above them, and which is really odd, and Mark kind of mentioned it moments ago, but this is it's weird for Leander because they still have the home locker room, you know, but they're visitors tonight. It is Glenn's homecoming.
Well, 2 series, 2 scores. Somebody's defense is going to have to step up and make some plays, and hopefully it's the Leander defense coming out here when Glenn gets its second opportunity here in the first quarter. 5:43 left. You're listening to Leander Lions football on SHN Sports. Thanks for tuning in. So Rodriguez will set up on the near hash right at the 40.
Yeah, Ivan, expect him to kick it deep this time and likely beyond the goal line for a touchback.
Yeah, Dugar and Jones are back right about the goal line. And, yeah, Chuck, I think that's the second time he hasn't gone out of the end zone. One went out of bounds right about the 1-yard line last game, and then the onside kick. But, yeah, we usually see him boot it out of the back. So see if he does it here. Oh, another onside kick.
They weren't expecting it. They were able to – oh, ball's still loose.
It bounced out, hit one of the Grizzlies. I think they recovered it.
Boy, it took him a few seconds to get on that football. The Lions unable to get on it again, but they're giving them a short field for a second possession in a row, so it's going to be up to the defense here to make a stop.
Yeah, right at the 50-yard line. That surprised me that they tried once again for the onside kick. They tried it the first time, unsuccessful, went through, and they tried it again. So, hey, why not?
I'm not upset about the aggressiveness. You just got to execute it, you know, and get the ball. And if not, it's on your defense. Defense is going to have to make a stop at some point in this game. Why not in a 50-yard possession instead of an 80?
So Dew will be quickly up under center, and it's going to be a handoff to Dugar, and he gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Leander defense.
Yeah, Joe Weezy, number 5, knifing through there in the middle and just wrapping up the running back.
And that's what you got to do on this type of offense. You've got to penetrate. But you've got to stay in your lane, but you got to penetrate and you got to contain.
You got to put them behind the chains, as they say, so that you force them to have to throw the football, because it's not something they're as comfortable doing as they are running that football in that misdirection offense.
Handoff, gets a block, gets upfield, picks up about 4 or so on that carry. And that was number 5 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I didn't see who made the stop. But
Damon Wright.
A host of lines there. Looks like Nicholas Parsons was one of them. It is now 3rd and 6, and this is where that offense, you got to pull out a pass play, or you got to get a really good block on the edge like we saw a couple of times in that first drive. And the Lions hopefully have made adjustments to address that sweep.
So Dew will be once again quickly up. It's going to be to the left side and going to bounce out, stiff arm a couple people, and Dugar gets a first down and a late flag hit out of bounds.
Well, that was a good effort by Dugar. There were a couple of opportunities for the Lions to get a stop and prevent him from attaining the line for the first down, but Dugar able to keep his balance and get over there. We'll see what the call is here. We probably won't be able to hear it on the stream. We'll have to relay the information.
Yeah, it looks like he was hit out of bounds once he was on the ground. Leander just a little over aggressive on that, so they will mark off the 15 yards.
Yeah, those hurt because you've already given the Grizzlies a short field, and the last thing you need is to give them an extra 15 yards after a decent gain and a first down.
So now Glenn is setting up at Leander's 24-yard line, 1st and 10.
The Lion defense, time for them to stiffen their neck here. See if they can get a stop.
It is a handoff off the right side. Through the middle, wide open, touchdown, Jason Ortiz.
Yeah, that one there, the Lions brought their safety up to the line of scrimmage right before the snap, and Dubleby, whether it was called or a read, was able to feed the fullback, and there was nobody in the secondary to support the run there because they had blitzed in on the right side. And you like the aggressiveness, but it cost the Lions a touchdown here.
Armando Don Juan once again heading out to kick.
That guy's going to be a terror on the ladies.
And kick is good, so Glenn jumps ahead 14-7, 4:10 left here in the first quarter. It's been all offense.
Well, let me mention the sponsors real quick, Mark, while we're here on break. They include the gold sponsors are Mercy Veterinary Hospital at mercy-vet.com. That's mercy-vet.com. You can call them at 512-890-2000 or visit them at 18109 Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Leander. It's a privately owned 15,000-square-foot state-of-the-art small animal veterinary practice and luxury pet resort. It's a treat for your pet. If you're going out of town, you need somebody to watch them, reach out to Mercy Vet. Online again, mercy-vet.com. Or call them 512-890-2000. The other gold sponsor, Rush Automotive, online at myrushauto.com/Leander. You can call them at 512-548-6134 or pay a visit at 2276 U.S. South Highway 183 in Leander. They'll provide all of the car needs and auto work and maintenance that you need. So make sure you reach out to them and support them as they support your Lions.
So Wooldridge and Montgomery back deep once again for Leander.
They're meeting in the middle there. We'll see where where Don Juan kicks the football.
Hopefully it goes to Zane because he can just go at least 50 yards.
Yeah, both of those kick returners are very dangerous. Montgomery, the freshman, we've seen some good returns from as well.
And another high kick. It's going to be caught about the 18 to the 20, 25.
Hey.
30, and gets down to about the 32-yard line. That was Montgomery with a nice return. So Leander will be setting up in good field position here for their second drive. They need to match the Grizzlies and put another touchdown up on the board, Chuck.
Yeah, it's pick your poison when you're kicking deep to those guys, Mark.
Yep.
You try to kick it away from Woldridge, and you kick it to Montgomery thinking, okay, we'll get the freshman. Sorry, the freshman will take it out to almost the 30, 38-yard line down to the 37 with a nice return of about 26, 27 yards. Lions taking a little bit of time in their huddles tonight.
Come out in the spread formation with 4 receivers. Hargrave in the backfield. Play action. Mitchell looking to throw. Down the near sideline, it's up, and he got turned around. They got bumped. They're not going to throw a flag.
There was a hand on the jersey there, so I don't really get that. That's Montgomery out there, the intended receiver. Good job by Mitchell standing tall in that pocket. It was collapsing around him, but he was able to get off a nice pass. Good coverage, though, by the Glen secondary so far tonight.
Yeah, I think that was number 3, Richard Hawkins for the Grizzlies, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10. I like how Leander's taking some shots downfield.
Those uniforms look like dreamsicles to me.
There's going to be a run up the middle by Hargrave. Runs into a couple Grizzlies. He'll pick up maybe 1.
Yeah, not much space there in the middle. Lions not able to get much of a push there on that play. Credit the interior of the Grizzly defensive line for clogging it up in there and preventing Hargrave from having much room to negotiate.
So brings up a big 3rd down, the first of a lot of big plays tonight, but early in this game, this is a big one for Leander. Mitchell rolling out, looking to throw. It's tossed, and it is caught.
What a beautiful pass.
To Woldridge on the right side. Gets about 15 or so on that reception, so that'll bring the chains up, set up a first down right about at the 45-yard line of the Grizzlies.
And great protection as well, besides that pass from Mitchell, which was excellent, right on target. But he had plenty of time to set up and find the open man in Zane Woldridge. It's going to be a shootout, Mark.
Yep. Handoff off the right side of Hargrave. Not a lot of room. Ran into about 2 or 3 Grizzlies. Lost a yard on that carry.
Yeah, tough sledding in there. That's number 83, Tristan Hyman, the choir singer for the Grizzlies. He was with the choir before the game. That reminds me of a Brady Bunch episode I saw years ago. Clock moving at 2:40.
Yeah, Lions are looking at a 2nd and 11.
They got an H-back in. That's Derek Pites.
Play action. Throw down the middle, and it is caught. Oh, incomplete.
He was
tried to go to Woldridge, but
early.
Big hit right there by one of the defensive backs. I believe that was was that 27?
Yeah, that was a big hit. And it was the safety Mather. But he arrived about a second early there by my assessment. But the referees have not thrown very many flags tonight.
Well, I mean, if they did, we'd be out here for till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's not true because the clock is chugging along because of the running attack for the Grizzlies. But, when they do throw a lot of flags, it is going to delay the game significantly.
So here we go. Big 3rd down play for Leander. Looking to throw. Sets up in the pocket. Rolls out to the right side. Now looking to run, and he tosses it back incomplete. No flag. No lineman downfield. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 11 for the Lions at the Grizzlies' 46-yard line. Decision time for Coach Price.
Well, you've given them 2 short fields for their offensive possessions, and they've both resulted in touchdowns. I think at this point, you send out the kicking unit and let Ivan try to pin them deep down near the goal line with a nice punt.
Well, they've had 2 onside kicks. They may have a fake punt.
You never know.
In the playbook here tonight.
Could be pulling out all the stops.
It is back. Rodriguez gets the kickoff, and it is going to be caught right about the 3 or 4 yard line.
And just like I said, you put in Rodriguez and try to pin them deep. Now they got to go 96 yards.
There is a flag on the field at the 41-yard line of the Grizzlies.
Well, that could be a hold of some type, and that would not give the Lions a first down. They may assess it at the end of the kick. And we'll see the call here.
Offsides on the defense. They'll decline that.
Or they'll add it to the end of the kick, which would be half the distance from the 4. We'll see.
Let's see. They caught it right about the 4. That's where it was originally at.
And it looks like they're going to mark it down to about the 2 probably. The umpire has not set the football.
There he
yet.
goes.
Yep.
Now he marks it.
Oh,
Hey,
there's a crowd mic.
now we got the crowd mic. Hey, look at that. Just
Maybe
like
somebody
that.
didn't turn it on in the stadium. So.
Just like that, it comes on. Well, good.
Yeah, get it down a little bit lower than that. Yeah, there we go. But, hey, now you can hear the bands.
So 2:02 left here in the first quarter. Glenn is pinned deep right about their 2-yard line. Let's see if Leander can take advantage of this field position. And looks like we have a lot of movement, lots of people moving around. I don't know if it'd be offsides or
It is going to be a
false
motion
start.
penalty on the Grizzlies, according to the line judge on the line side of the formation. That'll push the ball back to the 1-yard line.
False start. After distance to the goal. Still first down.
So now 1st and 11 for the Grizzlies. They don't have much further backwards they can go. The Lions have an opportunity to try to get them a safety here if they can get that penetration. You saw them bring up Segovia right in the middle of the formation to try to get penetration. The Grizzly offensive line doing a pretty good job here. They have real tight splits.
If you go all out, you better make the tackle because there's not a whole lot deep. So off the right side, and a good run out close to a first down. That was number 29, Ortiz, and they are going to move the chains.
Calvin Kessler, that tackle he made really saved a big gain because there was not very many people behind him that could make the tackle.
We get to say there's another Grizzly.
So there's a first down. Ball set at the 12-yard line. Clock down to 1:35 and rolling. Hand off to number 10. Picks up a few yards. That is. Let's see if I can get. I don't have a number here for number 10.
Segovia had the first tackle there for the Lions. Ugo cleaning it up.
Or that may have been, was that 16 instead of 10? May have been 16. I'm sorry.
Yeah, DeMarcus
Davis. So 2nd and 7 here for the Grizzlies.
Just a minute left here in the first.
Lions have got to get a stop. Hand off to Dugar off the left side. He bounces out. Lots of pursuit, and they knock him out of bounds. Great job by Leander coming up and making the tackle.
Malachi Filan there getting him for a loss on the play.
And that's what you have to do with him. He's a great running back for the Grizzlies. You just got to get him going sideways. You don't want him getting him going upfield. And good pursuit by the Lions. It brings up a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, we'll take Dugar running laterally all night long, but it's when he gets vertical that you got to watch out because he's got a lot of speed, and we've seen him with some pretty good strength and balance out there as well.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times where Leander's had this position, but they've been able to get those first downs. So let's see if Leander can stuff him here. It's going to be a kind of a pitch off to the near side. He turns back in. Good job by the Lions shutting that down. Picked up about 4. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Ugo leading the charge there for Leander on the tackle of DeMarcus Davis. And the Grizzlies likely will be punting here as they've got to get 4 yards. their offense has remained on the field, which is
yeah, they may look. I mean, it's going to run down. They may run up to the line and try and draw Leander offside, see if they can pick up a first down before the quarter ends, or they may just stay in the huddle.
Yeah, it looks like they run up there pretty quickly. They do have time. There's a 3-second differential or 2.5-second differential between the play and game clock, and it looks like they're going to run it down.
Yep.
We'll switch spots here in the second half, but before we get to the second half, I want to mention the sponsors for Leander. We mentioned the gold sponsors in the first quarter. We'll talk about the silver sponsors here. Leander Athletic Club online at leanderathletic.club.com. You can call them at 512-876-1855. They are located at 190 North Baghdad Road, Suite D in Leander, Texas. They're there for your fitness, wellness, and recovery needs. Lott Governmental Affairs on the LinkedIn and Facebook platforms. Look for Lott Governmental Affairs. They will help you in your private and public sector environmental and compliance needs. Reach out to Lott Governmental Affairs. And the third and final silver sponsor, RDZ Roofing, online at rdzroofing.com. You can call them at 512-316-1195. That's 512-316-1195. RDZ Roofing provides quality roof services for your home. They believe in taking a personalized approach to every project. Whatever service you need, they're available. Make sure you reach out to RDZ Roofing or any of the sponsors of Leander football for your needs. And here comes the punt formation we see from the Grizzlies here, Mark.
No one deep for Leander right now.
They don't trust it. And there is some pressure. It is a high punt. It's going to be a short punt. The Lions just need to get out of the way.
Oh, no.
It does take a Grizzly bounce to about the 39-yard line where it'll be spotted. It looks like at the 38-yard line. Still good field position for the Lions. Not much of a flipping the field effect from the Grizzlies, and the Lions able to get that first defensive stop. Well, it's the second defensive stop because the Lions had to punt earlier. So we're not going to see all offense. We're going to see some defense tonight. The Lions in the huddle right now. They have two receivers, top of the formation, one here on the near side. Logan Mitchell, the quarterback, Hargrave, the running back. Now they're going to switch Wooldridge from the far side of the formation down here to the near side of the formation. The football is right in the middle of the field on the 40. Pistol formation. Hargrave to the left of Mitchell. They'll bring Wooldridge in motion. They'll fake to him, hand to Hargrave up the middle. He's able to get some room, and he spins his way forward up over the 45 to about the 47. He's about 3 yards shy of a first down. Nice 7-yard gain.
Yeah,
from the youngster.
Tackled by DeMario Alba, but yeah, good start there for the Lions.
And you want to stay ahead of the chains, even though the Lions run a little bit of a spread, and sometimes it's easier to get long down in distances. It's always better to stay ahead of the chains because you keep the defense off guard as to whether or not you're going to run or throw the football. And here, second and short, the Lions have choices. Hargrave, the running back to the right of Mitchell. Two receivers, far side of the formation. Fake to Hargrave, looking downfield on the right side. Trying to find Parker. Defensive back able to get up and make the interception. That's number 14 for the Grizzlies, Ian Jones. And he turns and looks at Parker and, does some kind of yell or something. Referees obviously didn't think that was out of line by any stretch. 10:55 remaining. Grizzlies still on top here, 14-7. Now they have the football back basically where they were when they punted the football, about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, the ball kind of got hung up a little bit in the wind. If it had been a little bit further, I think that Parker may have had a shot at it. But good defensive coverage there, able to jump up and bring that interception down.
Duke will be the quarterback still. They come up, they're going to hand to the tailback, number 7. He spins in the middle, is able to keep chugging towards the 30-yard line. He'll pick up a first down for the Grizzlies. I believe that was number 7, DJ Dugar. Came from the tailback position at least.
And Kessler finally able to bring him down with a couple other Lions after he picks up a first down.
That means we have yet another Grizzly.
So it's a 14-7 score. The Grizzly PA borrowing a couple of plays out of the book of the Pflugerville public address announcer as he screams out every first down. Tight formation for the Grizzlies. Doubleby hands off to the fullback. He's able to get up over the 35 to about the 37. I think that's number 28.
29.
Venegas.
29. Yeah, 29 Ortiz again.
So he gains about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3. And again, if you're the Grizzlies, that's the kind of play you want on first down. So it gives you not much to negotiate here and 2 plays to do so to get the first down. 9:50 and counting. 14-7. Glenn on top. Long huddle from the Grizzlies. Doubleby breaks the huddle, gets to the line of scrimmage, takes the snap. Ball's on the ground, and they're going to say there's a penalty flag down. It looks like it's going to be a motion penalty. We'll see what the call is. It is a false start. And so that makes a 2nd and short now a 2nd and long as it's line of scrimmage moved back to the 32-yard line. So that's helpful for Leander here.
Correction. 2nd down.
Did he say first down?
He may have. I didn't hear him.
Grizzlies break the huddle, and they have somebody coming off sides. We may have another false start here.
We'll take that. Move them back another
and
5.
Is. And it'll make it 2nd and very long. To 2nd and 13 now. Oh, there's a discussion. Defense can move towards the line of scrimmage as long as they don't go into the neutral zone.
Oh, well, they're changing it, Chuck. Wow.
Maybe they were in the neutral zone.
Still 2nd down.
It didn't look like it to me, but you see the lines. It's kind of part of their defensive strategy as they bring somebody from either a linebacker spot or one of the defensive backs towards the line of scrimmage right near the snap of the play, and you have to time it right. But again, as long as you don't cross into that neutral zone, you can move forward on the defensive side of the ball. Doubleby under center, takes the snap, hands to the fullback, big hole up the middle. He finds his way outside, 40, 30. He's going to take it right down the left sideline for the score, and the Grizzlies up big here. No flags on the play. It's now 20-7 with 8:58 remaining in the half. And, what do you do there, Mark? You got Jason Ortiz right up the middle. He's able to find a lane towards the outside. He takes it all the way to the house.
Yeah, you see 4 or 5 defensive linemen for Leander, but they're opening up those seams. Leander's being aggressive, but they're getting pushed to the side. It's opening up a hole, and these running backs for Glenn, they have the speed to take it the distance. So, Leander's got to, do some thinking. Are we going to still stay that aggressive to try and jump through to get penetration? But if you get pushed to the side, then a hole's open up. So we'll see what, adjustments need to be made. But Glenn has been, in control of this game on the offensive side with their line and the running back so far. So Leander's got to make a little bit of an adjustment here to stop that train from, rolling down the, this first half.
Don Juan able to execute the point after attempt for the Grizzlies. And so with 8:58 remaining, the Lions trail the Grizzlies here on their homecoming at AC Bible, the home field for Leander by a score of 21-7. So the Lions find themselves in a little bit of hole. There's still plenty of football to be played here. They're going to have to shore up a couple of things, especially on the defensive side of the ball, to see if they can slow this Grizzly attack down over the last half of this game.
Yeah, they're not going wide on them. They're just going really from tackle to tackle and finding a space and getting through. We haven't seen a lot of – I don't think we've seen one pass tonight. We haven't seen a lot of sweeps. It's basically been that, motion movement in the backfield, a lead block, and, some pulling guards or tackles, and they've been kicking out.
That misdirection's really really working well for the Grizzlies tonight. Don Juan for the kickoff, back deep for Leander, Wooldridge, and Montgomery. Here's the kick from Don Juan. It's going to be Zane Wooldridge fielding the kickoff at around the 2. He's at the 10, moving to the middle of the field, then back out to the right. He's at the 25, breaks the tackle, 30. It's going to be wrapped up and brought down around the 35, make it the 36-yard line where the Lions will have the football with 8:48 remaining here in the third quarter. You know, the line kick returners there on that return switched places as Don Juan began his progression towards the football to kick it, and he was already planning on kicking to Montgomery, but it was Wooldridge over there. And both of them have pretty good returns so far tonight, about the same distance. Good coverage by the Glen Grizzlies because both of those kick returners for the Lions are dangerous. Long huddle from Leander. Got 2 receivers top of the formation. No receiver here on the near side. We'll see if they have an H-back there in that huddle and who that might be. It's going to be number 61 in the H-back spot, Jorge Ruiz-Williams. And it's going to be Hargrave with the carry off the right side. He's going to pick up a yard to the 37-yard line where it's going to be second down and 9.
Jordan Thompson on the tackle.
The Lions have got to keep the football here, and you know, I think the best option is to drive down the field and eat as much clock as you can, get some points because you get the football back in the third quarter. Mitchell in the pistol with Hargrave. He'll bring Wooldridge in motion. There's the snap. He'll got a flag down. It's probably offsides. Hargrave went straight ahead for a gain of 2, maybe 3 to the 40. They let the play keep going, which would tell me it's probably offsides against the Grizzlies. We'll wait for the white hat, the head of the crew, the referee, to call.
Yeah, talking to Coach Price on the sideline right now.
They're trying to get to see whether he wants to take the gain or the penalty. Obviously, you want the penalty because you get to keep the down. I don't know why you would even bother asking the coach that other than a courtesy. And there's a long delay on, and they are going to accept it.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want the play in 2 yards or no play in 5 yards.
Yeah. So the Lions will have second down now from the 42, and they'll need 4 yards to negotiate a first down. 2 receivers top of the formation. Again, no one wide here on the near side, which would tell me that Jorge Ruiz-Williams is staying in as the H-back, and he is, and that's an extra blocker, and they'll bring 2 guys in motion, and we're going to have a whistle and a penalty that you can't bring 2 guys in motion.
We'll start. Offense. Number 62. 5-yard penalty.
Well, none of that, neither was called on the guys in motion. 62 is Colton Isbell. So that'll move the ball back to where it was before. And it is second and 9 now. The Lions out of the huddle quickly. 2 receivers top of the formation. Ruiz-Williams, the H-back. And they do send the 2 guys in motion to the other side. Hargrave gets the handoff that way behind. 76 is in the open. He's got the first down near midfield. He's going to be tackled by Richard Hawkins at about the Lion 48. But you like that play, Mark.
Yeah, nice job. You know, breaking outside. Had a little bit of room, tough running by Hargrave. He picks up the first down, and that's what they needed with just under 8 minutes here in the second quarter. Get a little bit of momentum.
So Mitchell and Hargrave, the 2, along with Ruiz-Williams, the 3 backs in the backfield. And they're same thing. They shift them to the right, and they hand it to Hargrave going that way. He turns up the middle, up over midfield into Grizzly territory at the 47. And that's also a pretty good play, just running it to the other side. How about that, Purrier?
I just think it's so interesting to watch 2 guys go in motion at the same time. I don't usually get to see that.
2 big guys at that.
Exactly, 2 big guys.
They show that they got quick feet, too, sometimes. Second down and about 4 yards to go for the Lions. Yesterday was a harvest moon. You see a pretty good moon, a little shaded over Bible Stadium. If you're unable to make it tonight, you're missing out. Snap, handoff to Hargrave going left, and the defender from behind able to swing him down, and Hargrave loses his helmet. That tackle made by Elijah Honeycutt. So really no gain on the play, maybe even a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5 now for the Lions.
Yeah, number 41, Cameron Hoosier, comes in at running back. 3rd down.
Hoosier's a bigger running back, so he's able to chug his way through. He's also a sophomore, so the Lions will have his services for a couple more years after this season. Mitchell changes the receivers in the formation. Wooldridge and River Hom from the top of the formation here to the wide side on the near side. And they're going to call timeout as the play clock winds down. It's 6:11 remaining here in the half. Lions trailing again 21-7. Just want to mention the bronze sponsors real quick. We talked about the gold sponsors and the silver sponsors. The bronze sponsors include Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, Golden Chick, Blue Bottom Pools, Black Rock Coffee Bar, McDonald's of Leander, Modern Shade, Frontier Bank of Texas, Toyota of Cedar Park, State Farm Insurance with Shannon Johnson, Jamba Juice and Auntie Anne's, Whitestone Jewelry, and Texas Pools and Patios. Again, any sponsors of Lion football that you hear us mention this evening, if you have the ability and the desire, please support those sponsors as they support Lion football. And when you do, thank them, and that way they'll continue to support Lion football in the future.
I got some updates on some scores in our district. Georgetown is up on Hendrickson 21-7 in the second quarter. College Station A&M is leading the Cedar Park Timberwolves 14-0 at Cedar Park.
Mitchell takes the snap, drops back, flips it out of bounds as he didn't see what the intended receiver. It looked like it was going to be a wide receiver screen to Hom, but had a defender on him, so he throws it out of bounds, and that makes it 4th down, Mark.
Yep. One more score, College Station Cougars up 37-7 over Eastview. So big 4th down play here. 6:05 left in the first half. You don't want them to score again, but you don't want to give them a short field either. They would be punting or throwing into the wind. I think they're going to go for it here, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't hate the call here going on the Grizzly side of the 50 on 4th and about 5. Let's see what the play call is. 2 backs in the backfield with Mitchell. He faked to one and rolled to his right. Throws it over the middle, complete to Hargrave. He's going to have the first down at the 40. Flag comes flying in. Hargrave down the right sideline, 10-5. He's going to score, but that's likely going to come back because there is a penalty flag at the 46-yard line of the Grizzlies.
It could be defensive holding. They almost tackled him as he was trying to go out into the flat. So I don't know what we're going to see here. It could be a hold, or it could be a defensive holding. Looks like they're going to bring it back.
Yeah,
wow.
And there were 3 lions standing there near the white hat to try to see if they could determine what that was. But that's points off the board for the Lions, and a great run after the catch by Hargrave.
Yeah, he was trying to get out in the flat, and they basically were grabbing him and holding him. He had to spin out. He was able to get out there, and nice little dump pass, able to scoot down the sideline, but here's a penalty.
So he had to push off because he was being held. And
wow, they call it on Hargrave, who had to get out into the flat.
So that's going to force the Lions to punt it away here after the 10-yard penalty is assessed. Coach Price is livid.
Unbelievable. He's trying to go through the line to get outside of the linebacker or behind the linebacker. They mauled him, and they're calling him for offensive pass interference. That's ridiculous.
And Coach Price is, wants to talk to the white hat. Of course, Coach Grissom there trying to moderate things. Back for the punt, Ivan the Leg Rodriguez to kick. I can't really see who the returner is. Looks like it may be 14, which is Evan Jones. Has to go up to get the snap, but gets his foot into it, and the Rodriguez kick is going to bounce at around the 34 and roll out of bounds towards the Lion end zone and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So good field position for Glenn, and in a little bit of a deflating couple of minutes there for Leander, as they have a touchdown from Hargrave, which, as Mark mentioned, he was being held trying to get. Now, granted, they might have, because it was a fake handoff to Hargrave, so maybe the referee, you can't really get in a defender's head, so I don't know how you really he was just making a tackle.
I mean, I can see if he goes out there and pushes a linebacker down or pushes him off of him, but he was getting mauled.
Dubelby under center for the Grizzlies. Takes a long snap. Lions having to hold back. There's a snap. They're moving to the right to the fullback. That's number 29, Ortiz. He's able to break a couple of tackles. He's on the left side. He's got a blocker, 30. He's going to get tackled at about the 20. No penalty flags down, even though we've seen some holding on some of these long runs. And the Grizzlies in the line red zone at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 with 4:43 remaining here in the half. Long huddle there from the Grizzlies. And they'll snap it and run up quickly. As soon as they snap it, that's Dubelby, the quarterback. Under center, takes the snap, hands off to Dugar, and we have a quick whistle, and it's a timeout, Leander. I was hoping for a penalty flag, but none graced the field there for us. Well, the Grizzlies are playing pretty well on Thanksgiving, on homecoming here tonight, Mark.
Yeah, they're controlling the offensive line with their counters, and they're pulling a lineman to come out and kick out, and they're following behind him. And that's just opening up a lane for either one of these running backs to get a seam, and both of them have speed, and then we've seen it tonight. They've just got to do something about closing down that lane and stuffing that run and making them do something different. But they haven't done that so far, so Glenn's going to keep doing exactly what they're doing right now.
Coach Price now has the white hat over on the opposite sideline and expressing his emotion related to the call. It's very upsetting because that could have easily been a 21-14 score instead of a 21-7 with Glenn moving down the field. I mean, you're looking at a potential 14-point swing in this ball game, which the Lions can ill afford too many of those.
Yeah, they've got to come up with the defensive stand here and keep Glenn out of the end zone.
Well, Coach Price is continuing to address his opinion related to that penalty flag a couple of plays ago, which has really had a huge impact on this first half. Grizzlies still in the huddle here. Lions with a 5-man front defensively. Dubelby takes the snap, and they hand to Dugar off the right side. He breaks, or the left side, he breaks out number 26 for Leander. Calvin Kessler making the tackle after a gain of about 7 to the 13-yard line. So it'll make it 2nd down and about 4 yards to go as they need to get down to the 9. Grizzlies back in the huddle. And they'll bring in a player, number 35, Matthew White. Grizzlies up to the line of scrimmage. Dubelby takes the snap, hands to Dugar coming to the near side. He's going to get wrapped up. Lions trying to punch the football out and unable to get it out, and there's going to be a flag as it looked like he was kind of giving him the business, but he's trying to get the football out of there. Not sure who the player was that's going to end up with a penalty flag on this play. We'll wait here for the call. They're going to wave the penalty flag off as they realize he was just trying to get the football out of there.
3rd and about 1.
Yeah, not even 1, really, about a half a yard. We'll see if the Lions can get some penetration here. They've had a tough time getting penetration in the middle of the formation, and mainly because that's a pretty good-sized offensive line with no real splits between them. They're going to pitch it to the outside. That's number 5 on the edge. He's going to get tackled by Kessler. Number 5 is Damon Wright.
Yeah, pick up a first down. They'll have first and goal with about 3 minutes left in the first half, leading 21-7.
So the Grizzlies in the red zone down at the 4-yard line. Coming into the game for Glenn, number 47, David Tinajero. And the Lions really got to get a stop and at least force a field goal attempt here for the Grizzlies. Dubbleby under center, takes the snap, hands to Dugar. He picks his way forward. Missing the tackle for the Lions, number 33, Matthew Heald. He was there, but he was on his knees, unable to grab Dugar and drag him down. And it is we have a penalty flag down. So the touchdown. Oh, it's against the Lions, of course. So the touchdown will count. It is a 27-7 score with a point after attempt coming up here shortly from Don Juan.
Yeah, they were overloaded on the left side with the offensive line. They just ran right behind that, and he was able to get in.
The snap rolls back there, and they have to have a little – oh, the ball's on the ground. Somebody needs to scoop it up for Leander, and they are able to do so, but got tackled. That was number 7, Anthony Ugo. But the point after is no good, and that could come to haunt the Grizzlies, but the Lions are going to have to play a little bit of defense before that happens.
Yeah, and that was a good job by number 70 for Glenn. Pablo, Jaime Mendoza was able to come back and ran back. Otherwise, I think he may have gone in for 2 points.
Yeah, that's what the Lions could use, that kind of momentum going into the half. There's still plenty of time for the offense to get a score, and if you go in 27-14, that's a lot better than 27-7.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a good return here, and they're going to have to get some offensive yards, in chunks to move down.
So back deep for the Lions are going to be the usual suspects, Zane Wooldridge and number 10, Isaac Montgomery. Of course, kicking off for the Grizzlies will be Armando Don Juan.
Then we have Phelan and Steriker standing right about the 25-yard line if they decide to pooch it. Wind is at his back.
Yeah, the Lions should be ready for that because they tried 2 onside kicks to open this game and really caught the Grizzlies off guard on both of them, but were unable to get the football, and the Grizzlies made them pay with touchdowns on the ends of each of those drives. Don Juan hiding behind a defender when he starts his motion. It's a nice high kick. It's going to be Montgomery fielding it at the 2. In the middle of the field at the 15. He cuts back outside to the 20, 25. Gets a block, 30, 35. Oh, big hit there at the 37, but nice return by Montgomery. He pops right back up, and the Lions have good field position at about the 37 with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in this first half.
Yeah, it looked like another helmet-to-helmet call that wasn't called, but maybe they're not calling that this year, Chuck. I mean, that was a pretty hard hit, helmet to helmet, and no flag.
I've seen it called, so I know they're calling it. They're just not calling it tonight in this particular game. And there have been very few flags, and the ones that have been thrown tend to go against the Lions for some reason.
Very interesting.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I actually am. But I don't think there's a conspiracy involved in this game. It's just not good officiating.
I agree with that.
Mitchell in the backfield.
Yep, going to jump out there. Wooldridge took a half step, so they'll move them back 5.
Yeah, it's not the way to start a drive. Hoosier, the running back there beside Mitchell, and I like seeing a little bit of Hoosier in the backfield tonight. He's a young running back, a sophomore, but he's got good size and good speed. If he gets in the open, he's tough to bring down. Lions in the huddle. They got two receivers top of the formation. Here on the near side is number 14, Aiden Parker. Mitchell takes the snap. Looking downfield. Down deep on the left side, he's got Wooldridge in triple coverage, and if that's not a flag, thank you very much. There it is.
Thank you.
The problem with that is it's a 45-yard pass that could have been caught by Wooldridge. It's only going to be a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Lions, and that should put the ball at the 41-yard line of Leander. It'll be 1st and 10 with 2:06 remaining here in the half.
Yeah, he had him beat, but that's a long throw to make into the wind.
Plus, there was a little bit of pressure. The pocket was collapsing.
Yep.
So. But it's a 15-yard penalty. That's right. That'll put the ball at the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Leander there with, like I said, 2:06. And they really need to get a touchdown going in here. So that when they get the football back in the third quarter, they can get a third touchdown and only be down 27-21. Got two receivers top of the formation. Aiden Parker here on the near side. Mitchell takes the snap, rolls to his left, flips it out in the flat to the running back, number 41, Cameron Hoosier, and he's able to pick up a pretty nice gain after the catch. They're going to give him at least 9 yards. Looks like he's about a yard, maybe a yard, half a yard shy of the first down. It's 2nd down. Clock still moving with 1:49. The Lions have, I believe, one timeout left. No, they have 0 according to the scoreboard clock.
Yeah, it looks like
Hoosier's down.
Hoosier may have taken a shot right to the stomach. He's bending over, so we'll have a little stoppage in play. I thought he got the first down, but they gave him only to the 45-yard line. So the clock, continued to run. It stopped now at 1:41.
How many times have you had somebody get the breath knocked out of them?
Yeah.
in your time coaching, and how often do you just got to lay them down and say, okay, just breathe. You kind of pull up on their pants a little bit to open up the lungs. Hopefully that's all it is for the youngster Cameron Hoosier, is he's a pretty good ball player, and the Lions want to have him for a little while.
So now we're looking at a 2nd and 1, ball at the 45-yard line, 1:41 left. Lions have got to put a touchdown up on the board here. I mean, a field goal will be fine, but you got to get the 7.
The whole crew out there, hopefully everything's okay. The band's getting ready for halftime, and since the mic's working, we'll bring you the halftime coverage. The Bluebells making their way over here to the near side, and it looks like Hoosier's going to, with a little assistance, be helped off the field.
So Hargrave is back in at running back.
So Mitchell and Hargrave in the backfield, 3 receivers on the near side of the formation. Aiden Parker, the solo receiver, on the short side, the top of the formation. Mitchell rolls to the right side, the near side. Oh, well, Parker was over here. I guess I was wrong on who was on the wide side. Parker with the reception. He'll be tackled at the 39-yard line of the Grizzlies with 1.5 minutes, and that'll give the Lions a first down and stop the clock with 1:31. Clock will be moving here momentarily. It is moving now. Mitchell takes the snap, looking to his wide side, gets it to Wooldridge in the flags at the 35-30. He's able to run and gets tackled near the 26. He's able to get out of bounds, it looks like. With 1:20, it's a first down, Leander.
Yeah, they're going to put it right at the 27-yard line, 1:20 left in the ball game. Some positive plays here.
And he was able to get out of bounds as they do not start the game clock. It'll start on the snap. Hargrave, the running back, 3 receivers here on the wide side of the formation. Hom, the receiver at the top. No, that's Morrow at the top of the formation. They hand to Hargrave straight ahead. He picks up about 6 yards. Clock moving at 1:10. It's 2nd down. Lions not huddling. Straight up to the formation, Hargrave and Mitchell with 3 receivers here on the near side. There's the snap. He'll turn, get it to Parker. It's incomplete off of his fingertips. That'll stop the clock with 57 seconds remaining. It'll make it 3rd and about 5 yards to go for the Lions to pick up another first down and keep this drive going. They're in Rodriguez field goal range, even though it's in the wind. But you want a touchdown here going into half.
Yeah, this is something that they've got to pick up here. If they don't make the first down, Coach Price is going to have to make that call. Are we going to try the kick, or are we going to try and pick up that first down to get 7?
Yeah, I think if you don't gain very much here, if there's no gain or a loss on the play, I think you obviously give Rodriguez an opportunity. But if you get close, you go for it. They fake to Hargrave. It's Mitchell running to the sideline. He picks up the first down, forced out of bounds by number.
Nope, they're going to call it 1 yard short, I think.
3 Hawkins. Unbelievable. It's going to be
2 yards short.
4th and 2. He at least hit the down marker. Or not the down marker, the line to gain marker. Even if you say he went out of bounds before that occurred, that's more than less than 2 yards. Come on, guys. 51 seconds remaining. It is 4th down. The clock not moving because of Mitchell's ability to get out of bounds, but he didn't get the first. 2 receivers top of the formation. We got the H-back back in the game and Ruiz Williams, and we're going to have a timeout Glenn with 51 seconds. And we'll mention the gold sponsors one last time before the half. Mercy Veterinary Hospital, online at mercy-vet.com. You can call them at 512-890-2000. They're located at 18109 Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Leander. It's a privately owned 15,000 square foot state-of-the-art small animal veterinary practice with a luxury pet resort. They want to be your trusted animal hospital, and they offer a wide range of services to meet your pet's needs, from comprehensive preventative care and vaccines, management of chronic conditions, acute illnesses, soft tissue, and orthopedic surgery to luxury boarding, doggy daycare, and grooming. They have experienced veterinarians and dedicated staff that provide compassionate and personalized care. They also prioritize your pet's needs. The Lions back out on the field here for 4th and 2. Mitchell has Hargrave in the backfield. 2 receivers top of the formation. They're going to hand to Hargrave, and he's going to get the first down and get out of bounds at about the looks like about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that was I was expecting a quick throw out there with the way that the defense was setting up on the receivers, but a good job running by Hargrave and a nice job by the line containing that defensive line and not letting them get that push upfield.
So a new set of downs at the Grizzly 17 for the Lion offense. 46 seconds remaining here in the half. Mitchell and Hargrave in the backfield. 2 receivers on the top side of the formation. The pass to that side, that's Joseph Morrow. He got his hands on it, but he's knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say that even if he had come down with it, he was out of bounds. So the ball.
That was Wooldridge.
Yep,
Wooldridge, yep.
That is Wooldridge. Wooldridge and Morrow on that side of the formation. Over here on the near side is Hom and number 14, Aiden Parker. So the Lions will have twins on either side of the formation here with 38 seconds. It's 2nd down and 10. Long huddle there as the Lions aren't worried about the clock here on this play. Hargrave, the running back next to Mitchell. There's the snap. Fake to Hargrave, looking down the left sideline. Throws it over the middle and
nice.
Caught by Wooldridge for the touchdown with 33 seconds left. Nice pump fake by Logan Mitchell to the corner of the end zone. It kind of froze the safety, and as Wooldridge broke across the middle of the end zone, he was wide open, and he was able to just lay it in there to Wooldridge for the completion to make the score 27-13 with a point after attempt coming up for here from Ivan the Leg Rodriguez. Steriker with the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. And
that was a good job by Mitchell letting the play develop. You could see Wooldridge going across on that post pattern, and he waited until he got open in the middle of the field between those safeties, and he was able to hit him right in stride. You throw that a little too soon, and it's not going to be open, Chuck. You found that spot. He waited for it. Good protection by the offensive line, and he was able to lay it right in there for an easy touchdown.
Yeah, and the other thing about that is give credit to the offensive line because those plays don't develop quickly, right? He had to hang on to the football. He kind of had to move up in the pocket a little bit, but he had great protection from the line front. And let's mention the other gold sponsor real quick before they kick this off. It's Rush Automotive online at myrushauto.com/Leander. Their phone number is 512-548-6134. They're located at 2276 U.S. Highway South 183 in Leander. They provide premium auto care, and they have the skills, knowledge, and commitment to diagnose and fix any issue you're having with your truck or car. So support the Lion Football Booster sponsors. Back deep to receive the kick for the Grizzlies. It looks like it's going to be number 14. Evan Jones, and here on the near side, I can't really
Duger.
see. It's Duger. Rodriguez's kick into the end zone, and that's into the teeth of the wind, and that's where he's a weapon, right?
Yep.
No kick return from, we've seen what Duger can do in the open field. If you eliminate his ability to return kicks, you're doing yourself a huge favor.
So Lions did a good job moving down the field, putting some points on the board. They had to stay in this game. And now there's only 32 seconds left. They just can't give up a 40, 50-yard run here. They've got to contain the running backs. Stay in your lane. If they get 5 or 6 yards, that's fine. You just can't give up the 40 or 50.
So we're going to try to take a look here from the backside of the formation. You can get an idea of the misdirection.
We may have a play action every now and then just to see what happens. Oh.
Ball going right up the middle.
And that was Dugar. Yeah, Dugar got a run up the middle, picked up enough for a first down.
The Grizzlies will call timeout with 25 seconds as they get up to the 37, 38-yard line. Now, they missed their extra point. Obviously, they're going to, at the very least, try to get down here and attempt a field goal. The Lions just need to make tackles here, and it's tough because they intentionally in this offense, there's a lot of misdirection, so your read keys are a lot different than what you're accustomed to as a defensive player, and they hide the football. So they use their body, and you don't know which way Doobleby's necessarily going to hand the ball off, if he hands off at all. So
yeah, we haven't seen a pass yet tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of play action and someone just trying to break down the sideline or swing out into the flat wide open. But they've been pretty good so far with the run, picking up 5, 6, 8, and we've seen them bust it for 50 too. So they're going to be relying on that, but I would be careful for some type of play action with a little trick play here from them.
Well, and the key is going to be to find the football and make good tackles here. Can't be arm tackles. You can't just reach and hope for the best. You got to get your body in front of the ball carrier and make that stop. Right up the middle again. That's Dugar for a gain of about 6. Clock moving. There's one more timeout for the Grizzlies, and it looks like Dugar's hurt. Oh, he gets up with a push on Segovia. A little bit of extracurriculars going on here. No flags, though.
Yeah, they stopped the clock because I think they were intentionally
trying to get
keeping them down, which, of course, is what you want to do.
Right. You also want to pull that football out of there, which Segovia might have felt like he had the football, but Dugar took offense to that. And there's a timeout with 9 seconds. Make it 7. We'll see if they put time back on the clock here.
Timeout.
And we'll shout out the sponsors here the silver sponsors real quick on this final timeout before we get into halftime. Leander Athletic Club online at leanderathletic.club.com, 512-876-1855 at 190 North Baghdad Road, Suite D in Leander. They provide for fitness, wellness, and recovery. They have 3 fitness rooms, a gym, a yoga studio, and a cycle studio. You reach out to them, Lot Governmental Affairs, on the LinkedIn and Facebook platforms. Just look for Lot Governmental Affairs. They'll help you with your private and public sector environmental issues to ensure your compliance. And RDZ Roofing online at rdzroofing.com, or you can call RDZ at 512-316-1195. RDZ Roofing provides quality roof services for your home, and they can handle any of those issues that come along with that. So reach out to any of the Lions sponsors and make sure you mention that you're grateful for their support of Lion football. Long huddle from the Grizzlies here out of the timeout. Doubleby, the quarterback. He runs up under center. They take a snap. They're going to hand to Dugar coming to the near side. He cuts up the middle. He's in the open field. The Lions are having to struggle to get him down, and they finally do. It's Michael Segovia, and that's the half. They do not are unable to execute on a kick or another play, and so we'll go to halftime with the score 27-14. We'll bring you the halftime festivities, so stay tuned.
Yeah, a couple quick scores before we jump into halftime. At halftime, Georgetown is up 35-14 over Hendrickson. Halftime, College Station A&M 14 and Cedar Park 7. And right at halftime, College Station Cougars 51, Eastview 7.
Bluebells onto the field here. We'll be right back for the half.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the field for your halftime entertainment are your Leander High School Bluebells. The Bluebells are under the direction of Ashley Williams and Lupe Garcia. The Bluebells would like to congratulate the Teacher of the Week, Mr. Kostov. The Bluebells are led by Captain Alex Schiller. First Lieutenant Holly Hager. Second Lieutenants Jessica Egglesey, Marisol Hernandez, and Claire Smith. Head Company Leader Riley Kassler. Company Leaders Gabby Aarons, Ella Bowman, Mackenzie Cady, and Jocelyn Jew. Congratulations to the Bluebell of the Week, Peyton Roden. Every week, the Bluebells nominate a teammate who has shown exemplary acts of love and compassion to receive the Be Kind, Be a Bell Award. Congratulations to manager Jennifer Peña Gallegos. Along with the amazing Leander Marching Band, here are your Bluebells. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for the incredible Leander High School Bluebells. The Bluebells would like to give a heartfelt thank you to their amazing parents, the Leander High School administration, and the unconditional support of the incredible Leander High School marching band led by Ryan Cerna and the Leander High School football program led by Coach Chris Price. Enjoy the rest of the game and let's keep the excitement alive. Roll Pride! Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the field the Leander High School Marching Band. The Leander Band has been recognized for outstanding achievements throughout the entire country. The band is a consistent finalist at the Bands of America contests in Austin and San Antonio, the UIL 5A State Marching Contest, and the Bands of America Grand Nationals Championships. Congratulations to the members of the week, Woodwinds, Lucas Nasipak and Pamela Ortiz Suarez. Brass, Holden Apperly. Xbox, Melanie Arias. Percussion, Justin Kelly. Guard, Phoebe Mobley. And your section of the week, Baritones. Presenting their 2023 field show entitled Ripple, under the direction of drum majors Serena Payne, Ren Nye, Gabe Lascano, Natalie Cox, and Jason Rodriguez. Please welcome the Leander High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Leander High School Marching Band. The Leander Band would like to thank their incredible band parents, amazing administration, the football team, and Coach Chris Price, as well as all of the Bluebells and their coaches Ashley Williams and Lupe Garcia. The Leander Band would also like to wish the members of the Glen High School Band and Color Guard best of luck the rest of this season. Also, thank you to all of our sponsors, Canes Lakeline, Biffin Tran Photography, All-in-One Home Solution, Tilly's, Head to Hammer, Whisk and Twirl, Megan Schneider, our independent Sensi consultant, Fleur de Lis, Nurse Patient Advocacy, Larry J. Phillips III, CPA, Pendleton Orthodontics, JT Reisdorf, State Farm, Hang-Ups Picture Framing, Whitestone Animal Hospital, Toyota, Mastech North America Incorporated, JBH Home Improvement and Services, Sabre Security Systems Incorporated. And let's hear it one more time for the Leander High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime enjoyment, the Leander Independent School District is proud to present the Glen High School Guardians Dance Team. The 2023 Guardian Officers are Social Officer Charlotte Beasley, Social Officer Karina Muniz Vega, Vice President Remy Joby, and President Mia Honeyman, Junior Lieutenant Sophie Berlinger, Junior Lieutenant Kaylee Looney, Senior Lieutenant Dakota Cruz, First Lieutenant Elena Garcia, and the Captain Kaylee Smith. The spirit of the Guardians is Addie Blatchley, and the Guardian of the Week is Emma Bolin. Tonight, the Guardians and Angels dance teams will perform a jazz kick routine to the iconic hit, Any Way You Like It by Journey. Let's hear it one more time for the Guardians dance team. The Guardians are directed by Kelly Mabry and Lindy Foster. Chemmark of Central Texas is the official sponsor of the Guardians dance team. To learn more about being a sponsor, please visit ghsguardians.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the 2023 Glen High School's homecoming game. Tonight, we are excited to present the 2023 Glen High School homecoming court. Please give it up for our freshmen, Princess and Prince, Megan Haig and Eric Martinez. Next, our sophomore Princess and Prince, Sydney Garza and Austin White. Here is your junior Princess and Prince, Audrey Valdez and DJ Dugar. Now for our senior homecoming court, Kate Cluck. Kate is the captain of the Glen cheer team, a member of National Honor Society and Spanish National Honor Society. After high school, Kate will pursue a major in hospitality, travel, and tourism management with a minor in creative writing. Tonight, Kate is being escorted by her mother, Angela Lee, and stepdad, Joshua Lee. Caleb Barker. Caleb is in Glen's swim program and is a member of National Honor Society. In the future, Caleb plans to pursue a career in architecture. Caleb enjoys the relationship with teachers and friends he has made at Glen. Tonight, he is being escorted by his dad, Wade Barker. Kaylin Funk. After graduation, Kaylin plans on putting her knowledge of psychology and desire to help others to use in becoming a family lawyer. Currently, Kaylin is the program captain of Glen Cheerleading and a member of the National Honor Society. Tonight, Kaylin is accompanied by her mother, Lindsay Nakelet, and father, Wade Funk. Tristan Hyman. After high school, Tristan plans on attending a 4-year college program. This year, Tristan is in Glen football, track, wrestling, and choir. Tonight, Tristan is escorted by his father, Clay Hyman. Maddie Gilmore. Accompanied by mother and father Abigail and Anthony Gilmore, Maddie is involved in Glen's varsity dance and Croy and ASL Honor Society. After high school, Maddie plans to go to college for ASL interpreting. Tyler Maylou. Tyler is involved in Glen's football and track and field program. After graduation, Tyler plans to play college football. Tonight, he is escorted by his parents, John and Yvette Maylou. We are very pleased to introduce Glen High School's principal, Dr. Miller, as well as senior and junior class representatives, Kumba Jain and Riddy Goka, as tonight they will be crowning our 2023 Homecoming King and Queen. Drum roll, please. This year's GHS Homecoming King and Queen are Maddie Gilmore and Tyler Maylou. Congratulations. Grizzlies GHS homecoming festivities will conclude with tomorrow's Y2K-themed homecoming dance from 7 to 10 p.m. at GHS. We hope to see you there.
Welcome back to AC Bible Stadium. Chuck Crazy with Mark Sickles here. We are about 2.5 minutes away from the second half kickoff. Leander got a drive before halftime, cut the lead to 27-14. They will be getting the ball the third quarter. So we're hoping Leander can put some more points on the board, but they've got to go to the drawing board, Chuck, and they've got to stop that run of the Glen Grizzlies.
Yeah, and it's a tall order. We've seen the Grizzlies not throw one single pass in this game, and from what I've heard, they haven't thrown a single pass all season. So they are dedicated to running the football in this offense, and we've seen quite a bit of success against the Lion defense. The Lions have brought extra defensive backs up towards the line of scrimmage right before the ball is snapped, but it almost seems inevitable that when the Lions bring those guys into the middle of the field, it happens to be a route outside, or a run outside rather, and when they bring them, towards the edges, it's more of a run up the middle. One of the other things that this offense does, it doesn't really give you much of a gap to try to get penetration as a defense. So the splits of the offensive line are basically non-existent, when most offenses will put about a half yard to a yard between each offensive lineman. These guys are basically shoe to shoe across the board.
Football fan special announcement, Angela Falcon. Angela Falcon.
So down to about a minute. The teams will be running out shortly.
Yeah, you can see here on the stream the Lion players coming out of the locker room. Looks like the offense already out and the defense coming out. Obviously defense in there a little longer as they look to make some type of adjustment here to see if they can slow this Grizzly offense down. But first we're going to see the Lion offense, Mark, and we saw them get a touchdown late with a nice pass from Logan Mitchell to
Zane Woolridge.
Zane Woolridge. Just drew a blank there as the Grizzlies come out onto the field.
Yeah, we got one half left here, but next week, for those of you that'll be tuning in or making it out here to the stadium, it is Thursday here at Bible Stadium. Georgetown Eagles will travel across town, so next week is a Thursday game. Remember that. But yeah, we've got kickoff team heading out shortly. Lions will be going, it appears they'll be going against the wind this third quarter. They'll have it in the fourth quarter. Seems to have picked up maybe a little bit more right now. But, yeah, at halftime, they're talking about it. We want to ruin that hometown or the homecoming for the Glen Grizzlies on our home field. But they've just got to stop that run. We were talking about it off air, and we'll see if they make some adjustments. And if they can handle that, then I think the Lions can come out with a victory. If they have some difficulties, especially on those third downs, Chuck, where they would pick up that first down, 3rd and 7, Glenn would pick up a first down.
Yeah, you got to stop
those are the things where you've got to stop them.
In those situations, the Lion defense did a good job of getting them behind the chain, but you got to keep them behind the chain. And they were unable to do that on the third downs. The Lions and the Grizzlies on each sideline getting ready to come out onto the field here for the opening of the third quarter. Mark will be running play-by-play here in the third. I'll take over for the fourth quarter. And we'll try to bring you some updates of district scores throughout this second half. Kind of going about the way you would expect across district. Back deep to receive Zane Woolridge and Montgomery.
So Don Juan getting ready to put the ball down at midfield on the 40-yard line. 12 minutes on the clock. Leander trailing by 13. See if they can get the ball here and get a quick score and jump right back in this ball game.
Yeah, it's real big here if they're able to get a touchdown, bring this score to within 6 with that missed extra point by the Grizzlies. It could be huge. But you got to get a touchdown here, grab some momentum.
So the deep backs for Leander standing right about the 10-yard line. Just don't want to give up an onside kick here. They got to make sure it goes over their head. And the kick is up. And it looks like it's going to be caught about the 3 to the 15 to the 20. And he goes down.
Montgomery
Gets tackled about the 21-yard line, tried to break it up the middle, but good downfield coverage by the Glen Grizzlies.
Looked like that was Titus Lofton, number 45, getting down to cover on that play for the Grizzlies. The Lions, they got about 79 yards to go to get within 6.
So we'll see what adjustments they make on offense as well.
We've seen the offense move the ball.
Is going to be a handoff to Wooldridge on the left side. Tries to break outside. He's going to have the first down. He's going to go down about the 37-yard line. Picks up about 14, 15 on that carry. Good start for Leander.
Yeah, why not hand it to Wooldridge on a jet sweep and utilize his speed? You notice he slowed down like he wasn't getting the football, and then he just took off. He's got a really quick 0 to 60.
So Lions quickly up to the line. And it's going to be a fake to Wooldridge, and Mitchell's going to go up the middle, picks up about 6.
Pretty nice gain there.
Yeah, they just got to keep this momentum going and keep that defense on their heels, switch it up a little bit, and move down the field.
On Logan Mitchell. Mitchell will get a gain of 6 on the play, 2nd and 4.
You like this, you want to stay ahead of the chains here. You can ill afford mistakes, and those include those penalties, those pre-snap fouls. So the offensive line, the receivers, they need to remain disciplined, understand what and know what the snap count is.
Mitchell with the keep on the left side. He's going to go forward for a first down.
Mitchell again.
Pretty good read there, and it was a long read as he rode Hargrave for about a yard and a half before he pulled that football and carried it straight ahead for a nice gain.
Yeah, he saw an opening, a nice seam. He took it up the middle and picked up a first down. 3 receiver set. Straight handoff to Hargrave off the left side. He picks up about 3. Maybe 4.
Yeah, a little bit of a hole there, and it closed once Hargrave entered it, but he got a nice gain on it.
Yeah, they'll give him 3 on that carry. It'll be a 2nd and 7. Right at just on the other side of midfield. And Hargrave slips as he picks up the ball, loses a couple. It's now going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's tough when the turf monster will get you. He loses 2.
Tried to break outside, and his feet went out from under him. So big 3rd down play here for Leander just on their side of the 50.
Clock moving at 9:40.
Correction, 3rd and 9.
Lions with 3 receivers in the formation. That means that the H-back, Jorge Ruiz Williams, in the formation here for the extra blocker.
Mitchell gets a snap, play action, pass. Out to the outside, it is caught, gets to the outside, and it's going to be right at the first down marker, Zane Wooldridge.
Good effort there, and nice play call as well.
And they will be moving the chains. He picks up a first down. That's a big first down for Leander. They keep the offense on the field.
A lot of benefits besides the points here, keeping your offense on the field. You wear that defense down a little bit here to open the half.
Hand up to Hargrave, left side. Got a good block out there. Another good block. Got an opening. Picks up the first down and more. He goes down to about the 26-yard line.
Zane Wooldridge was just knocking guys down. You love it when your receivers are out there blocking. Also out there, Jorge Ruiz Williams picking up a block from that H-back position. And nice gain by Hargrave, and good patience as he waited for those blocks to develop.
Another first down for Leander. Twins on the near side. It's going to be a handoff off the right side, tries to cut it inside, and he gets upended by number 7, Dugar.
It's a little surprising seeing
unless they have a double number out there.
Playing defense like that and cutting guys down.
Picked up about 3 on that carry.
That's gain of 3 on the play. and 7 for the Lions.
Long huddle for the Lions here, 7:57 and counting in the third.
High snap. Mitchell going to keep. Tries to go outside, and he gets tackled by Dugar. I'm assuming that's Dugar, the only number 7 on our roster.
Ruiz Williams missed the block on Dugar out there. Otherwise, Mitchell might have taken that for the first down, if not more.
3rd and 6.
3rd and 6.
This obviously 4-down territory here. Although you might take the 3, it cuts the lead to 10 if you do and convert.
Twins on the near side. Mitchell in the gun. And now we're going to have
lifted his foot.
Yeah, now we're going to have a flag. He was looking to motion one of the receivers over, false start, so that'll move him back 5.
Yeah, Easton Brockman there got his foot, lifted his foot up, and unfortunately did so before the snap of the ball.
So it'll be 3rd and 11. Tight formation for Leander on the left side. Snap is back. Play action. Looking to throw. Down the middle, and it's intercepted.
Mitchell intercepted on the play by number 27.
That's a tough break for the Lion offense there, but they were able to move the ball and burn almost half the quarter off of the clock, but you got to come out with points in order for that to be really beneficial to you down 2 scores.
Yeah, Morrow was in the tight set, and he tried to go a seam route. Pass was thrown and picked off by the Grizzlies, so they'll be setting up 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. And this is where the defense has to get a 3 and out. Offsides by Segovia, running into the center.
Offside with contact. Defense. Number 40. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that'll now make it 1st and 5. Tried to time that and missed the timing on that one. So set up a 1st and 5. It's a handoff off the right side, has a seam to the 30, to the 40, cuts back inside midfield, and he gets tackled right inside Lion territory by number 26 for Leander, Kessler.
That's that same play, Mark, where they've been gashing us all night with it. They get the inside of the offensive line crash down. They kick out the defensive end, and they're able to take it for a large gain.
I know what you're thinking. Those chains move across the field.
So 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies.
Going to say, that's a Grizzly!
Taking their time in the huddle. Clock is now rolling to about 6 minutes left in the third. Try to run out here, and they do a good job of stuffing that one. Good job getting upfield. Number 33 for Leander.
Almost pulled that football out of there, too, but Dugar with the death grip on it.
Yep, Matthew Heel getting upfield along with a couple other Lions. So now it's going to be 2nd and 9. In motion, and they run off
it's Ortiz
tackle, and he gets about 5 on that carry. So it'll now be 3rd down. Ball will be at the 39-yard line. It'll be about 3rd and 2.
Big play here.
Brings up a 3rd and 2 situation.
All of their running backs have got pretty good stats here. They don't throw the football, so defense has got to get in there and make a stop.
Snap is back. Handoff. Dugar has a first down. Still churning. Gets to about the 32-yard line.
Number 7, DJ Dugar, ball carrying the play. Corralled by number 2, Malachi Fillen, and other Lions.
4:40 and counting here in the third. Neither team has scored here in the second half, but the Grizzlies, after a pretty good drive by the Lions, they moved the ball about 60, 65 yards and turned the ball over. So Grizzlies trying to capitalize on that here with 4:20 and counting. It's a long huddle. The play clock down to 15.
Yeah, they're trying to burn a little bit of clock here. It's going to be a handoff off the right side. Flag is down. 16 with the carry as he bounces outside to the 20 and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So let's see what the call is here.
Illegal shift. Offense.
The Lions could use that.
5-yard
Yep.
penalty. Repeat first down.
So they'll mark him back 5. Ball placed at the 37-yard line of Leander, 1st and 15.
Now that what they need is a turnover. We haven't seen a turnover for the, in the Lions' favor. You lose the turnover battle, oftentimes you're going to lose the game. And that's playing itself out here tonight.
Very true, very true.
So quickly up to the line. It's going to be a handoff off the right side again. Got some room. Got a first down. And saving tackle.
That's number 4, Nicholas Parsons on the tackle.
Good job on the tackle.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle.
Handoff going to number 29, Jason Ortiz.
So that'll give another first down to the Glen Grizzlies. Clock down to 3:45. Ball's at the 18-yard line. They're up by 13 points right now, 27-14.
Grizzly.
Let's hope they can make a final stop here.
Lions almost jumping off sides.
Bill felt able to get back on the
Going to be a run off the right side. They grab him. He gets maybe a yard or two.
That's Ortiz there on the carry, leading the charge on the tackle. Garrett Pites, number 11. Gain of 2.
So 2nd and 7.
Tackled by a quorum.
This is pretty much a must stop, Chuck. If if this early in the game, there's still some time left, but that clock is just rolling with them running the ball play after play after play.
And they're taking even longer in the huddle now, like you said, to eat as much clock with a 2-score lead. It's good strategy.
Hand off the right side, but play is stopped.
False start.
False start, so this is positive for the Lions. Hopefully the Lions can make a final stop here. Turn it around.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
So with the 5-yard walk-off, the net ball is out the 21-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 13.
That's better for the Lions, and hopefully this time they will stop the penetration.
Lions still running with a 4-man front at the moment with a couple of stand-up guys down there, so really kind of a 6-man front.
Rollout, looking to throw, and he is wide open in the end zone. It's dropped.
Doubleby had a good pass and hit him right in the hands, but, and you kind of got to expect that at some point, right, Mark? They haven't thrown a pass tonight, haven't thrown a pass all season, and you kind of lull the defense into the belief that you're going to run, which, we've seen, and you release that tight end. He was wide open. Pass was accurate. He just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, that was Liam Walters. I'm sorry, that's 23 was Caleb Black. So brings up a 3rd down, 3rd and 12. Big play here. If they can stuff him, make him try kick that field goal. Play, run up the middle. Dugar going in for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a tough break there as they were able to the right side of the line down once again, and Dugar just came behind it, was able to take it to the house for a score.
It is impressive, though, by Glenn.
Yeah, that's a pretty good running back they've got out there.
Now for the kick, it looks like they will try for a kick this time.
So the score is now 33-14. Kick is up. And it is good, so that makes it 34-14. Lions have a lot to make up.
34-14 in favor of the Grizzlies.
3 scores they got to make up here, Mark. They got a quarter and 2 minutes, so you're looking at essentially 14, a little over 14 minutes of clock time. Let me mention the gold sponsors here during the timeout. Gold sponsors include Mercy Veterinary Hospital online at mercy-vet.com. You can call them at 512-890-2000 or visit them at 18109 Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Leander. Also, Rush Automotive online at myrushauto.com/Leander, or you can call them at 512-548-6134. Or stop by and pay a visit at 2276 U.S. South Highway 183 in Leander. Those are the gold sponsors. If you go in and patronize these businesses, please thank them for their support of Lion football so that they will be encouraged to do so in the future and continue to do so for many years to come.
So Don Juan getting ready to kick again from the 40. The wind is at his back. Montgomery and Wooldridge back for Leander. Long kick. It's going to go into the end zone. So Leander will be setting up 1st and 10. And another big drive. They were able to move down the field. Then ended up with an interception this last drive. So they've got to capitalize here and put 7 on the board, Chuck.
Yes, they do have to put it on the board. And with the last drive, we know that they can make it all the way down. They've just got to execute in those final moments.
You got to convert. They've had several successful drives that resulted in no points. So can you call it a successful drive if it results in no points? It depends. We've seen good ability to move the football between the 20s. You just got to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, the red zone seems to be hard.
Mitchell with the quick throw out to
Parker.
Left side. Gets about 4 on that. Gets knocked down. Inbounds. Clock is still rolling at 2 minutes. It'll bring up a 2nd and about 6.
Demario Alba on the tackle for the Grizzlies. Nice gain, though, considering it's going to be 2nd down and about 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, they flip it with the trips on the near side now. Lions are going to left to right if you're just listening to the broadcast. Wooldridge in motion, and they will hand off to him on the short side of the field, and he gets tackled with about a 2, maybe 3 yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down for Leander.
Running Wooldridge to the short side of the field, you like his ability. He's been able to run the ball in traffic, but if you can get him in space, maybe bring him to the wide side of the field, that might be more fruitful.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 for Leander. Ball is at their 31-yard line in the spread formation at the moment.
And they're going down.
Clock is down to 1 minute. It's going to be a play action, rollout, pass, incomplete to Wooldridge. Kind of a little jump pass, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Tough break because Wooldridge was there, but the other receiver who was coming back towards Mitchell had a defender on him, and so when Wooldridge, the pass a little bit errant and high, when Wooldridge had to go up in the air, the defender got blocked into him.
So it looks like Leander's going to bring the punting unit out.
Yeah, you kind of need to punt here on your end of the field. Still plenty of football left, but you got to get some kind of turnover during these next couple of possessions.
Rodriguez with the spiral down the field. It is caught at the 30.
And that Rodriguez is the younger brother, and he's also a freshman, which is very impressive.
Breaks out to the 46-yard line, so that's where the Glen Grizzlies will set up 1st and 10 with 40 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Ian Jones on that carry, on that return.
So Leander's got to get a defensive stand here quickly. They need to get a 3-and-out, and they need to get the ball back. They're running out of time here. I'm sure that the Grizzlies will be run heavy again. Like we just saw the first pass that they've thrown this season. They'll be taking their time in the huddle and working that clock. So you can't give up too many more first downs. You got to stop them and score quickly.
Yeah, you're going to have to get stops.
Ball's on the ground. And it looks like the Grizzlies fall on it. Number 29, Ortiz, able to see it.
It looks like it was a failed handoff to him that then he was able to recover.
Yeah, it was a fumbled exchange, as they say.
So it's a 2nd down. Leander decides not to call a timeout here to force him to a 3rd. They're going to probably let this clock run all the way down and in the quarter.
That would be smart by the Grizzlies.
Well, they have no reason. Well, there's plenty of time on the play clock. There's no reason for them to run a play here with a 3-score lead.
So that will be the end of the third quarter. Leander is trailing 34-14. We'll head to the fourth quarter. Chuck will take over the play-by-play, and we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I want to mention the silver level sponsors for the Leander Lions. They include the Leander Athletic Club online at leanderathletic.club.com, or you can call them at 512-876-1855. They're located at 190 North Baghdad Road, Suite D in Leander. Lot Governmental Affairs, the second silver level sponsor. You can find them on the LinkedIn and Facebook platforms, on your social media phone apps. Just search for Earl Lott or Lott Governmental Affairs, and that will help you with your compliance needs, especially as it pertains to the environment. And the third and final silver sponsor for the Lions, RDZ Roofing, online at rdzroofing.com, or you can call RDZ at 512-316-1195. The Grizzlies come out of the quarter and into a huddle. Lion defense out on the field. Doubleby still the quarterback for the Grizzlies. And they come out of the huddle quickly to the line of scrimmage under center. There's a snap. The Lions able to get some penetration, but Ortiz able to avoid it and get the ball near midfield before he's stopped by 33 and 34. That's Matthew Heald and Matthew Anderson. A couple of Matthews combining on the stop. Big play here.
That'll be a 3rd down and 6 situation for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he was able to get by that first defender who came through. Could have been a stop in the backfield. Grizzlies at the line of scrimmage. Under center is Doubleby. He takes a snap, will hand to Ortiz straight ahead, and he'll pick up about 5 yards before he's dragged down by Matthew Heald. And it will be enough for the first down, it looks like.
That'll bring up a fresh set of downs for the Grizzlies. And when there's a fresh set of downs,
well, and that's why you got to be a sure tackler, especially in this ball game, because as a defense, you got to bring up extra guys to the line of scrimmage to try to stop this rushing attack. If they're able to get through that first line of defenders, there's a lot of space. The Grizzlies in the huddle. They break the huddle and run to the line of scrimmage. Doubleby under center. Wing formation. They'll hand to number 5 coming into the left. He breaks the tackle. He's in the open field. He's tripped up before he scores. He Yeah, that's Damon Wright on the carry. Another first down for the Glen Grizzlies. Ball now marked at the 21-yard line. 10:25 on the game clock and counting. And 20 seconds on the play clock, so you can expect it to be down to almost 10 minutes before this ball's even snapped. And they hand to number 5 again, but there's a whistle. That's Damon Wright once again. That one going to go against the Grizzlies. That'll back them up 5. That really hadn't been a problem for them, though, tonight, Mark. They've been able to convert. Still plenty of football left. The game is still tight enough that it could go either way, but the Lions are going to need a couple of breaks for the momentum to really shift in their favor. Quick break of the huddle. Dubley under center. He'll take the snap. He's going to hand to Dugar going to the left, but we have another quick whistle, and this one may be another false start. You know, I was talking to the cameraman, Peter Casimir, at halftime, and he felt like they weren't spending enough time being set out of the huddle before they snapped the ball. You essentially, when you set, you got basically 1 second, right? And it's pretty quick on some of these plays, and perhaps that's what's going on here with the calls from the referees. Or someone's moving and I didn't see it. So it's now 1st and 20. Dubleby running. No, he hands off up the middle. This time it's number 5 on the carry, Damon Wright. And they had me fooled on that one. They'll pick up a couple of yards. It's going to be 2nd and 18. Well, and you see this offense, if you run it effectively, then you're hiding that football, and there's a lot of players going in different directions. So you have to be able to find the ball quickly, and you have to be able to close the distance to that football and make a tackle. Those are big. Number 6 on the carry, down to the 20. He's going to be tackled by Malachi Filan. That's Andrew Stevenson on the carry. And he's going to get it down to the 20, which will bring up about 3rd and 8. Yeah, you got to force at least a field goal attempt here and then hope that you can get a hand on it. And it is into the wind. It's not a significant wind, but it's about 8-10 miles an hour, which can play a little bit of a havoc on a football. Handoff goes up the middle. It's number 6. That is Stevenson, and he won't pick up the first down. He'll get it down to about the 17, which is going to make it 4th and about 5 yards, maybe 6 yards to go. Benson Henry, the holder for the Grizzlies. Snap, ball's down, kick is up. And it is good, and the score is now 37-14. Grizzlies on top. And this is a tough one here, Mark.
37-14 in favor of your Glen Grizzlies.
Well, if you about 4.5 minutes, yeah. The first drive for the Lions here to open the third, they were able to eat up almost half the clock. Right, it was like 5:50 or something. So the Grizzlies then returned the favor, had a long drive, and before you know it, the game's almost over. And that happens when you play a team that runs the football like this. Typically we would expect to be out of here about 11 o'clock. It's 9:20 right now.
Yeah, both teams have been relying on the run heavy. Leander's thrown a few more passes, but they just haven't picked up those long drives and sustained drives. They've had a couple here and there, but some mistakes have either cost them, the turnovers have cost them, and Grizzlies have just capitalized on their offense. They've just been marching down the field, and with those explosive plays, they've put up 47 on the board.
Lions could use a big kick return here from either Zane Wooldridge or Isaac Montgomery. both back deep. Expect Don Juan to try to kick it short to one of the up backs. Those are both pretty good ball carriers as well. Number 13, Aiden Stericker, on the Lions side of the formation, along with Malachi Filan. So Don Juan puts toe to leather, and it's a deep kick. It's going to be it's going to roll out of bounds. Nice effort there by Montgomery. Wise decision not to touch that football. So that'll put the ball on I believe it's the 35, 25. It's going to be on the 30 eventually, because it'll go to the 25 and then they'll move it 5 yards. Yes.
Illegal procedure. Kicking team.
And with the ball being
Free
kicked
kick out of bounds.
to Leander.
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, there's a lot of smart kids that attend Leander, but not as many freshmen that find their way onto the varsity. So that alone is pretty impressive, just to be on the roster. But not only is Isaac Montgomery on the roster, he's returned several kicks, and you see him at wide receiver in the offense as well. So Mitchell in the pistol formation, he'll fake to Hargrave, drops straight back, hits one over the seam, knocked away at the last second. Pass intended for Zane Wooldridge. Number 12, Karan Spencer, the defensive back for the Grizzlies. That will stop the clock with 7:08 remaining in the ballgame.
This pass incomplete, intended for number 1, Zane Woolbridge.
Lions can take their time in the huddle here, as the clock not moving after the incompletion, but they do need to navigate 10 yards to the 40 to gain a first down here in the next 2 or 3 plays, depending on the decision making by the coaching staff. Pistol formation, 3 receivers top of the formation. Mitchell takes a snap, straight back, looking to the right, rolls to the right. He's got some pressure, looking downfield. He sets up, throws it down the left sideline. It's intercepted. Number 14 for the Grizzlies.
Pass incomplete. Down the sidelines.
Yes. And good job by Mitchell to be looking downfield and try to make something happen, but ultimately he had one receiver there on that near sideline, and he tried to force it in, pass a little errant, and the defender able to come down with it, but not in bounds. 6:56 remaining in tonight's ball game. Lions in the huddle. They'll break the huddle. Mitchell in the pistol, takes the snap, fakes to Hargrave, looking to the right side, up the seam. Had a receiver, Wooldridge. He kind of had to lead him a little bit more than he would have liked to. Wooldridge unable to come down with it. Is now 4th down and 10.
Complete. Brings up 4th down and 10 for the Lions. On to punt, number 32, Ivan Rodriguez. Back for the Grizzlies to receive the punt, number 14, Ian Jones.
So Jones back to receive the punt for the Grizzlies. Ivan the Leg Rodriguez is going to come in and see if he can flip the field here with 6:50 remaining in the 4th. There's a snap. It's a little high. Rodriguez behind it. He gets his foot into it. It's a nice deep kick. Jones fields it at the 30, 35-40, outside of the 45. Forced out of bounds there. It'll be 1st and 10 Grizzlies. And you can expect at least 3 minutes to come off the clock here, Mark.
Calvin Kessler. Glenn will take over at their own 45-yard line.
6:39 left in the game, and trailing by 23. Hard to do the math on that, Chuck.
Yeah, it's not going to be much time. The Grizzlies, while they'll take their time in the huddle, they still break the huddle and rush up to the line of scrimmage pretty quickly. So they don't, if there's 10, 12 seconds left, they don't mind leaving that on the clock, and they do break the huddle. Dude will be under center, takes the snap, hands to Ortiz straight ahead, and he'll pick up about 4 yards to the 49. We'll make it 2nd down and 6 for Glenn.
Aiden Parkin making the tackle on number 29, Jason Ortiz. That's a gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 for Glenn.
No, they've got plenty of time. Most of the time they're going to have at least 25, if not 40 seconds between plays that they can burn. And they're certainly not in a hurry. 6 minutes and counting remaining in the ball game. The Grizzlies do break the huddle, and we're going to have a timeout, Glenn, with 5:51 remaining. Well, Mark, you got Georgetown coming up next week. Do you have updates at all? Sure. We'll get the Lion Pride and food sponsors. The Lion Pride sponsors are Grissom Insurance Group, State Farm Insurance with J.T. Reisdorf, and Mosaic Dentistry. Also on the food sponsor list, Sharks Burger, Top Shelf Photo Booth, Your Wreath Girl, Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, Mayfield Dairy Queen, Dignified Dwellings Realty, Quality Moving and Storage, Guaco Taco, Great American Cookies, and The Hobby Shop. Yeah, the water sponsor as well as Family House Fellowship. Can't forget them. Number 16 on the carry on the end around. Number 26 on the stop for the Lions is Calvin Kessler, 16. DeMarcus Davis, and there is a flag down in the backfield, which would typically be a hold.
Holding. Offense. Number 73. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So the gain negated the 10 yards marked off, but the biggest opponent to the Lions here in this game is the clock, and though you will accept that penalty, obviously, it's going to push an extra play towards the Glenn Grizzlies. Lions in their defensive formation awaiting the Grizzly huddle break. There's 15 seconds on the play clock. Dude will be under center. He'll take a snap and he'll hand to number 20, and he'll be tackled in the backfield. That's David Prather. 5.5 minutes and counting. It is 3rd and very long for the Grizzlies. We've seen one pass from the Grizzlies. It's, from my understanding, the first one this season, but it was certainly the first one this evening. Long huddle again. The play clock down to about 13 seconds. The game clock at 5 minutes, 8 seconds and counting. The Grizzlies break the huddle. Dubelby under center. Snaps the football and hands to number 6 coming the other direction. He'll carry it up near midfield. Tackled by number 46 for Leander. Make it 48. Salorm Corshi. The ball carrier, Andrew Stevenson. It's now 4th and about 8.
4th down and 7.
You can also burn another 30 seconds off the clock.
Back to punt number 29, Jason Ortiz.
Yeah, back deep to receive that punt is going to be Aiden Stericker, number 13 for the Lions. Clock down to 5 seconds on the play clock. The southpaw punter is able to kick it and get a nice roll. Stericker gets out of the way. It's going to roll inside the Lion 10-yard line down to the 6. Tough break there.
Special thanks to Blue Corn Harvest for supporting Leander ISD.
They're going to come out with trips here on the wide side of the formation for Aiden Parker. Hargrave, the running back for the Lions. Parker takes the snap, looking to his left, is able to hit Wooldridge in open space. He cuts it. He's in the open. He's at the 25-30, 35-40, midfield, 40. He's got a man coming at him fast. He's got him from behind at the 10-yard line. That is number 3, I believe.
Wooldridge.
Which would be okay, so that is number 4. Oh, that was 3, Hawkins. So nice effort by Hawkins to catch Wooldridge from behind, which does not happen very often. In fact, that's the first time I've seen it since I've called Lion games. And so it'll be first and goal from the 10-yard line for Leander. Mitchell with Hargrave in the backfield, 3 receivers top of the formation. Mitchell keeps on the left side. He cuts in for the score. Untouched.
Leander Lion, number 3, Logan Mitchell. That puts another 6 points on the board for Leander, 37-20.
You never know. There's still 3:38 on that play or the game clock. Steriker to hold for Rodriguez. Bielfeldt with the snap. The kick is up.
Rodriguez's kick is up.
And it is good. And the score now 37-21 Glenn.
37 in favor of Glenn.
And so the Lions here, we've seen 2 onside. They were unable to get either one, but they caught the Grizzlies off guard on both of them. I'm pretty sure the Grizzlies are going to be aware of an onside attempt. Expect a lot of receivers and running backs out there in the formation for Leander. And I may have had the back camera on during that touchdown run. I hope it looked good for you fans at home. We lost our producer. I don't know where he went. So the Grizzlies taking their time as they line up their hands formation here on the sidelines and walk them out. Rodriguez comes out to attempt the onside on the hash mark here on the near side. Hopefully the Lions will get a lucky bounce here and an alert recovery from one of their players, and they can try to cut this down to about 9 points if they can get a touchdown. 8 if they get the 2-point conversion. So Rodriguez lines up. Looked for him to kick to the wide side here. Toe to leather, and it stays on the ground. Ball covered by the Grizzlies. And unfortunately, the Lions either need a turnover, otherwise the Grizzlies, with their offense, even if they don't get a first down, can burn about 2.5 minutes off this clock.
Glenn will take over.
Well, that'll help. Yeah, that'll help. Grizzlies in the huddle. Doubleby under center, takes the snap, hands the first man through. That's Ortiz. He's dragged down in line territory at around the 47 by Kessler. A gain of about 6 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Grizzlies. The officials are going to take a timeout due to injury.
Special thanks to Cedar Park Regional.
So we'll mention those extra booster sponsors, those that aren't on the gold or silver level. One last time, the Lion Pride sponsors: Grissom Insurance Group, State Farm Insurance with JT Reisdorf, and Mosaic Dentistry. The food sponsors: Sharksburger, Top Shelf Photo Booth, Your Wreath Girl, Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, Mayfield Dairy Queen, Dignified Dwellings Realty, Quality Moving and Storage, Guaco Taco, Great American Cookies, and the Hobby Shop. And the water sponsor, Family House Fellowship. We want to thank those sponsors as well as the bronze, silver, and gold sponsors for their contributions to Lion football this season. 2nd and 4, mark 3:16 remaining on the clock here. The Lion defense comes out after the Grizzly timeout. That's helpful for Leander that they stopped the clock there. They was able to reserve one of those timeouts. It's 2nd down and 4, but they need to get a stop here in the next 2 plays to make that pay off a little bit. Why did they start the clock out of a timeout? Oh, it was an injury. Okay, it was an official timeout. Never mind. Dugar with the carry. He lowers his shoulder and carries the ball down near the 41. Pretty good run there from Dugar. Picks up a first down.
A.J. Dugar, ball carrier of the play. Initial tackle made by number 48 of the Lions. Partnered with a collaboration.
Ball on the 42-yard line of the Lions here. Clock moving at 2:36 and counting. Long huddle again from the Grizzlies. They've got about 17 seconds on the play clock. Doubleby breaks the huddle with 2:20 on the game clock. Takes the snap, hands to Dugar, but we have a quick whistle. He actually handed to Ortiz. And it will go against the Grizzlies. They'll make it 1st and 15.
Still first down.
Ball now at the 47-yard line for Glenn. Clock moving now with 2:18 and counting. No, they didn't move the clock. He's winding the clock, but the clock's not moving. There it goes. It's now moving. And they're going to stop, and it will. Wise timeout by the Lions.
That's their first timeout.
Well, looks like Cedar Park's going to drop one against A&M Consolidated. The Cougars are going to win. So it looks like right now it's College Station and who pays the visit to us on Thursday at a top of district, and that's the Georgetown Eagles. So the Lions have a tall order going into next week, and it's a short week because it will be a Thursday night game. I will not be here. Mark will be running the show, hopefully with some help from Martin and those 2 youngsters. If you want to help, certainly reach out to us. What we could use is somebody with a little bit of production knowledge, and if not, we can teach you. Right. Handoff to Dugar on the left side. He has a lot of open space. Driving forward, picks up about 10 yards, maybe 12 yards. It's going to be 2nd and about 4. Looks like we have a flag down or a timeout. No, it's a timeout.
That's their 2nd timeout of the half.
Yeah, about 5-6 yards. Looks, they won't set the box, so it's hard to tell. They keep moving it around a little bit. We'll get it 5 here on the scoreboard. But, you know, the turnovers just haven't been in the Lions' favor over the last couple of weeks, and you lose the turnover battle, oftentimes you're going to lose the football game. And we've seen that tonight. There have been 2 interceptions for the Grizzlies defense and none on the Lions side of the football. And the fumbles that have been on the ground have been recovered by Glenn. So fortunately the Lions haven't really fumbled the ball this evening. Under 2 minutes remaining. The Grizzlies, Doubleby under center, takes the snap, pitches. And it's Dugar trying to run to the right side. He's at the 30, breaks the tackle, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's in. He's just too fast, Mark. So far, I'd agree with you. You know, a couple of years ago, Georgetown had a really good running back, and Dugar rivals him. Maybe the best back in our district, although College Station had a pretty good couple of running backs as well. Point after coming up for Don Juan. Armando Don Juan gets a foot into it, and it is a 44-21 Grizzly lead.
Number 80 for the Glen Grizzlies, Angel Rojas.
It's just not often enough, you know.
1:44 remaining in the game, score 44-21.
And they really position, the Grizzlies that is, really position themselves for that fourth slot for the playoffs. They just got to take down, Cedar Park or Georgetown. And, you know, on a given night, the way that this offense is played for the Grizzlies, if they have that similar type of performance against one of those teams, then they could come out on top, I think. Agreed, but it's not going to be easy. Georgetown, not a slouch at football and in baseball and a couple other sports, but they really have looked good this season. They went to A&M Consolidated and got a win at A&M Consolidated, which that alone is pretty impressive. So minute 44, Armando Don Juan to kick off for the looks like they have a different kicker in. This is Angel Rosas, and he probably kicked that extra point, and I just didn't know he was in. So he tries an onside against the Lions. You can't advance it, just get on the ball, Leander. And it is a recovery by Glenn.
And with the onside kick, the Grizzlies recover. 1:38 left in the game.
That's probably, I guess, payback, or maybe you're working on it. The Lions attempted too early to open the game, but were unsuccessful. So, I would expect the Glenn offense to pretty much run the clock out here. Looks like they're bringing in potentially a backup quarterback, so they may not. Let's see who's out there. Prather. Let's see who they have. Well, no, Dubleby is still out there. Dugar is as tall as anyone on that field, and he's a tailback. And they get in a victory formation tight to the line of scrimmage. Dubleby will take a knee, and that's going to burn at least 25 seconds off the clock, making it, or 40 seconds off the clock, which will put us under a minute remaining. Is second down and 12 for the Grizzlies. And this ball game's over, Mark. Yeah, I just want to say real quick as we close tonight's broadcast that, we ask that if you want to participate in the broadcast, somebody who wants to participate in the broadcast, reach out to Coach, reach out to the Booster Club, reach out to Mark or I, and we'll get you some training and get you involved. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and so any assistance is beneficial. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, especially when the Lions win. Not the case tonight, but still quality night of high school football. I just want everyone to think about their neighbor when they're interacting with them, and to be kind to them. You never know what your neighbor's going through on a given day or night, and your interaction with them could be the difference in their day. So make sure you're kind to everyone you come across, and remember, as always, go Lions! And for Mark Sickles, Peter Casimir, Martin Kano, and our 2 student assistants who disappeared in the second half, it's Purrier, Schwepper, and Jake Varell. We want to thank those gentlemen as well. Tune in on Thursday. We'll see you next time, and good night.